I got a text this morning from a very good friend of mine
SMS,
who owns an HVAC company. My HVAC company, Community Mechanical. He says, Fairlease is great.
Whoa.
I hooked him up with Fairlease because they were looking for some new vehicles for their fleet. He said, much better than D&M, who we got our first vehicles through. Thanks for the connection.
I didn't know we were doing Summer Jam shots fired up here.
He said it's nice.
Diss tracks.
They're also the bank. So Fairlease is also the bank? What does that mean?
It's fair from top to bottom.
Well, I think it's because they're involved with the Credit Union of Texas.
Okay.
I'm trying to lead you into something.
Sorry.
Copy point. He said it's nice that they're also the bank because they're getting us better rates on our leases, and they have local connections, whereas the other leasing company was sourcing their cars from all over the state. What I'm trying to say here is people do win by going to fairlease.org.
Yes, there will be a request a quote right there on the website. You can select the Dumb Zone on the How Did You Hear About Us thing. I just thought the Credit Union of Texas thing was cool because it's Texas. I didn't know that there was actually a straight-up
so many business things we're learning.
Yeah. So go to fairlease.org for your next vehicle.
All right. Am
I a little hot today? What do you say?
I got you. This is my fault. My bad.
There's Blake falling on the sword again. I'm Dan McDowell.
I'm Jake Kemp.
I'm Blake Jones.
And look over there.
Hello.
It's Mike Sirois.
My name is Mike. Yay.
Fresh off the Cirque du Sirois debut. Oops. Whoa, what am I doing here?
Event Sirois.
Still glowing. Thank you for having me on my favorite morning show, The Dumb Zone.
No. Would this be morning to you?
Absolutely.
What time do you fire out of bed?
Early today.
Well, I think we need a number because early
10:20.
is subjective.
I'll bet you live the closest to where we are today.
Oh, dude, this was easy. 32 minutes, straight shot, zero traffic. Not
Beautiful,
a wisp
God's country.
Not a
That's the
wisp of
thing.
the city. It was awesome.
I asked Sirois to play in the golf tournament last weekend. I said, shotgun start at 8 a.m. He's
I think I gave you an oof. I had something. Oh, Electric Six was the night before that. And you know how that's my favorite shit in the world. Absolutely, I did it on time.
for golf.
For golf. Yeah, it was free golf. It was also free golf.
Yes.
Wasn't it for women who work
Thank you.
and charity?
I didn't even know there was golf going on that day.
Yeah.
He just
The
saw
women-
the support women bat
They
signal.
put the light up. I said 8 a.m. Yes, I'm there. And I just happened to dress nicely, which was Travis Matthew head to toe.
So today we are not broadcasting from our downtown Dallas studios at the Fox 4 location. We are not high atop my garage where we often are. But I would say, besides those two places, would this be the place we have most frequently broadcast in the life of the Dumb Zone?
So this is time 3?
Yeah.
Yep.
We are in Waxahachie.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't count, like, the RV, but if you're talking about a set place, I don't know that we've gotten to 3 anywhere else. Got a couple Connays under the belt.
Yeah. No, we've been here. This is the third time now at the estate. It's still a field. I was going to say this used to be a
Modified
field,
field.
but there's a lot of field out here. We're in Waxahachie, the estate of Tom,
Yes.
the great Tom Vendris. Vendris? Vendris?
Only 3 shows here, and you still don't have the last name down.
I'm on a first name basis with Tom.
Tom Vendry sounds and honestly looks like a National League late 80s manager that would rip your ass for not taking the signals that he gave you.
Or
But he's-
running out of ground ball.
Yeah, like
But he's retired now, so he's nice, but there's still a little edge.
kick your ass like you know it.
But as I pulled up here, and he's got is it the emu? What do we got out there?
yeah.
2 mini donkeys came to the gate when I
that what
parked.
they're
There's a lot of nature.
a
There's
lot of chickens.
We were just walking, Dan and Jake, because we travel together. We were walking up the walk, and it startled me. These 2 big roosters popped out of apparently they were just sitting in an empty flower pot together. So I don't know if they're gay because they're 2 guys, and they were very close. Like there's acres and acres, but they were in a flower pot together.
They were
like
working out.
smushed in there together.
Gym bros.
Just having a Thursday.
Kind of rich because they just watched you 2 get out of a vehicle.
That's true.
Yeah, and they're like, look,
That's true.
He's
Look
humble.
at
Well,
these
they're right.
They're on their podcast right now.
They're right. We're gang.
Look at these two. Can't do anything without each
But
other.
I was thinking about the previous times we've been here. I think once without Jake, if I recall, and once with Jake. And this was a different person back in the day, who was going through some things that you remember that, Jake? Just a prehab Jake.
Okay.
I don't remember.
And I do remember upon leaving our first trip here, unless this was the second trip, didn't you like hand us each a bunch of liquor? And it's like, oh no. Like,
Go for it. Turn it on.
Did you help send Jake to where he eventually?
Well, I remember extending a bottle to him, and he recoiled as if I had. He looked at poison, and he recoiled back. And about 5 minutes before that, he asked me if he could possibly move in here. I had the feeling that something was going on there, and I was very worried about Jake for some time.
Yeah.
And
You were not alone.
I did craft an email at one point, and then I stopped. I went in the kitchen, and I told my wife, I think it's a brain tumor. And she said, what are you talking about? I said, I think Jake has a brain tumor.
Oh, is this during the month off, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the second time. But it was very concerning. But that first time when he was here, I sensed a lot of tension, and I didn't feel right. Something was off. I thought it might be the pressure from the new gig.
So you know what I should do? I should give him a bunch of liquor.
Well,
That'll help.
That seems to happen a lot. I mean, that is a thing that is weird when you get on the other side of this deal. Not that you're ever like fully on the other side, but in retrospect, you're like, man, how come all these people that I kept embarrassing myself in front of kept gifting me liquor every holiday? Like,
This guy loves liquor.
like, no, I'm sure my parents have thought about it in the moment. We all drank, but my dad would just give me a bottle of booze, and I'm like, man, I'm fighting it over here. Like, I want one more.
In Jake's defense, I think that was the morning of Carter's tube, so I think you actually were weighing.
That was very tough, dude. That was super tough. But anyways,
But if you guys want to mock him, it's fine.
if I feel,
here's this guy now.
I
He's
hope
on
I feel
your
light
side.
today.
You what?
I said I hope for Tom I feel light today relative to last time, because I feel like I'm Charlie Sheen right now.
Winning?
No AIDS.
Oh, no AIDS and winning?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this place is great.
It's unreal.
We'll hear a lot more about it in
This is
closing
the
remarks. but
homestead of a real Texas man.
Tom's great, big supporter. If you want to jump on our quarterly meeting with Tom, you could
There's
become
like
a
3
VIP
people alive,
subscriber.
and you're not one of them. That affiliation with this thing makes me think, all right, maybe we're headed in the right direction, and he's one of them.
Yeah. So on today's program, we do want to promote at least one thing, which is we want to be better at promoting, and it's something called the Dumb Zone Generic Summer Event, presented by Qualis Roofing. It is our possibly annual event. Then the first one will be Saturday, June 7th. So if indeed this becomes a tradition, you could say, I was there first. Mm-hmm. And if indeed you are tepid as to the future of this thing, you could just tune in on YouTube. It will be on our YouTube page as well.
I plan on watching at a minimum, but if
Heck
I'm
yeah.
cordially invited, I would love to attend.
Oh, my God.
But
If you're going to announce here that you will be at the Dumb Zone Generic Summer Event presented by Qualis Roofing Saturday, June 7th at the local Shacks at Austin Ranch, that would be fantastic.
I feel like I've been invited, but it wasn't cordial.
Right.
So if you could make it cordial, then
Where
I'll
else are we doing cordial?
instantly,
think of that.
I'll instantly say yes.
Is that on the list?
You can
Anchor
just
word?
cordially invite
Where
him.
else are we doing
a
it?
cordially
Yeah.
invited.
You know what?
I've cordially...
Oh, did I get one?
Hey,
Yes.
yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. I always make sure that when I go down on a lady, it's cordially. Like, what do you... Could work. I don't know where else that works. But yeah, you're invited. Prophets and Outlaws will play a show. Grady Spencer and the Work will play a show.
That's as cordial as
Jimmy
I
Nelson
need.
will put out a fire.
I saw the animated version of Jimmy on your logo. So
Quite nice.
I will be there. Absolutely.
And it will be streamed.
Hell yes.
We should also thank our supporting sponsor, presenting sponsor, Qualis Roofing. They put the Q in DZGSEQ. But we have Community Mechanical, Shout out Travis. Texas Trident, garage doors. Fair Lease. We've already talked about them a little bit today. And Silverback Construction.
What's it like in your
there's
show
our
to
promotion.
take a moment to read all these sponsors?
What do you mean?
What's that like?
If you,
Is that fun? Like,
Well, it
you
wasn't
play?
happening day one of our show. This guy wants a...
I learned about Dallas
Everybody wants to-
pickleball.
Okay, the
during
Dallas
your
Flash.
show.
The Dallas Flash.
build Rome in a day over here.
I know.
No,
He's like, why am I not on third base yet?
I'm just
I'm in the batter's box.
I'm
so
born.
I feel
And
like-
the truth is,
I'm born.
You're
Should I be on third?
Your first problem probably is that you're using this word sponsors, right? These are just our friends who run businesses and
Partner
we're
or
affiliated
friends?
with.
Okay.
we're all part of the team.
Yeah.
I'm writing
It
all
all
this
is
down.
And when you change your mindset on that,
Symbiotic relationship where
Furiously writing.
money rolls in.
Thank
boy.
you.
we're like the little parasite cleaning the
A remora,
cleaning
the shark.
Remora,
anyways.
yeah.
whatever.
Why do we all remember that?
I don't know. I love the remora.
You're in that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you're also a megalodon guy.
Yeah, of course. Of the sea.
If you guys
Giant remoras.
if you guys want to
megalodon.
know, and I don't know that Tom knew this, if he had known this ahead of time, I bet he would have doubled down and scheduled us out here. But today, we keep track. Show number 369.
That's why Mike's here.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I just
So-
showed up.
How exciting is that?
Quite.
Are you going to keep trying to title all of the episodes of the Cirque du Soleil
that's-
show live at 8 o'clock Tuesdays and Thursdays?
Thank
because
you.
that's going to
Is that
catch
a pain?
up to you.
I'll say that one's a Danny venture.
Okay?
What was like the titles of Friends?
That's
They all had the same.
the one about.
Yeah, the one where, the one whatever.
Danny wants to do like sort of Always Sunny. That's what his plan was. But again, that's out of my hands, so I'm like, I love it. Do it.
When do you think he'll drop off? Like,
was gonna
what's
say,
the
dude, that is
over-under
it.
here?
Tonight,
Do we get...
fucking show 2.
Well, I mean, the first one just pilot
Yeah.
kind of falls in your lap, and from there you got to get off to the races.
Because he did after the show. He's like, what happened on the show? Because I need to list like 3 things. I'm like, I have no idea. I don't remember. It was a blur.
Got to get a guy.
In a couple of years, we'll have 369 different names.
No.
Can I tell y'all one
okay.
quick thing? I know Jake at least listened to the beginning of the show, and I had that curb moment. Did you hear that?
Yeah, the potty.
Yeah. So I was doing errands, emergency, and I had to swing by Christina, my girlfriend's condo. She lives with me now, but we're selling it, to pick up a package. But I also had simultaneous stomach disaster bubbling. So I run in, whatever. And within 10 minutes of me relieving myself in this condo, that the AC is off, so it's hot, it's sweltering. The realtor walks in with a prospective buying couple as I'm just finishing up, my deeds. Terrible. And I'm like rushing and sweating.
Okay, I can't remember if you mentioned this. Had you met that guy before,
You know
the
what?
realtor? 'Cause
It was a blur because I did meet her primary realtor, and I don't even know if that was him because it was just, I was so embarrassed and it was just chaos.
Because my first thought, and maybe this is just I've been conditioned by the media. My first thought is that I feel like realtors are packing now. And if they walk into we've heard of realtors being killed. It's kind of a vulnerable position.
Oh, okay.
And that if you're in there, like you pop out of the bathroom, that
I
he's
said
like,
hello.
Somebody was squatting.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they have the code thing hanging on the door
So
for
you
other
had to
realtors.
have a way to get in.
Right.
Yeah, it could
for
just
either
be
other realtors to get in, and I do say realtor because that's how it's pronounced, I guess.
Yes.
They'll yell at you if not. But anyway, quick follow. It was fine.
Do you think you'd laugh if you heard Rich Phillips pronounce it that way?
Realtor. Okay, I'm sorry. I guess.
What are you up to these days, Rich?
What was your excuse? Like, oh, the pipes are fine.
Well, no, because beeping, the things were beeping, the smoke and carbon monoxide thing. So I did fix those. So I'm like, new batteries in the, acting like I was there.
You're right.
Cleaning
Right.
up or fixing something up. It was just awful. They knew, I knew, I just got out of there. Whatever. I introduced myself as, my girlfriend. This is her condo. It's beautiful. You'll love it. Anyway, this morning, and she laughed, she thought it was funny. But this morning, her realtor contacted her and she's like, hey, we have a bit of an issue at your place. There's a plumbing issue. So, of course, immediately, I'm like, she let me off the hook instantly. My jaw just drops and she's like, no, don't worry. It's with the shower in the master, which is not even the room I was using. And obviously, I was not using the shower. But we did have she enjoyed winding me up for one moment of $1,100 repair needed.
So we're there, huh? Girlfriend is moving in.
Yeah. No, she moved in the day we got fired.
He was all emotional and fucked
Hey,
up,
hey,
and he's
girl.
like, "Baby."
I don't want to be by myself
You're
right now.
probably about to leave me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not
Yeah.
famous.
I know you're the
I'm not
only
famous
one who
anymore.
won't
I got a year runway. I promise.
Look at the severed. Look at the docket. Look, it says 12. I swear to God.
I couldn't believe it
It
either.
says 12 right there. Where you read it?
So you got fired from the Freak.
Yeah,
Christina did not.
true. It was dicey there for a minute.
It's like, you know how they had to trade Rantanen. Seriously, it's like, look, this is the one who makes the cash.
Mm-hmm.
We got to find a way.
Yeah, you want to fly under the radar on that.
it has never felt weird, but you're right. When you just put the headline of the paper as, gets fired,
Yeah.
girlfriend keeps job at same place.
It's kind of a reverse Shiv Roy thing. Like you were
Yeah.
the golden one, and then
Yeah.
now you're left to the sidelines.
But I'm just asking because you've been married before and lived with Lady,
Yeah.
and then I just wondered if that was not in your future. Are you perhaps going to get married again? Would you rule that out? Is she sitting around waiting for that?
Perhaps. No, I wouldn't rule that out. And yes, I would imagine she is definitely sitting around waiting.
Is
Because
there
I thought you had
still-
such a great deal. She has a condo. He's got his own little house. We don't.
Well, that was a couple years though.
I mean, he
and
was
then
running
eventually-
on overtime.
Yeah.
I think he exceeded the expected. Like he's at
I'm
over
working
1
like
point
2
per
years,
possession.
2 years behind what would normally happen, I think, in a relationship. So I waited too long to get ask her to move in.
It
And now the
compounds
clock-
over time.
Yeah, now the clock is.
So, is
Very
there a
much.
scenario where there is, much like with one of your co-hosts, much like with one of our former co-hosts, is there still a scenario where we get a baby
Oh,
Billy
man.
Sirois?
I don't think so.
What's her temperature on the matter?
She's pretty.
You know you'd be a good dad.
I thank you, and I.
and I
think
say
so,
that,
too.
and here's how I
Can
judge.
she stop drinking long enough to be pregnant?
Yeah, she's disciplined.
There's something to the matter of I don't know, like the ease at which women pull that off. Like I've known women who I thought were alcoholics, and it was like that they could easy makes the whole men going to rehab thing look a little silly.
Okay.
At times.
Yeah,
but
she'd be fine with.
the reason
that
I
part.
think Mike is not that he would be a good dad is not because he's a good person.
No.
But I view good dad based on like
Fun?
kind of fun, but he knows like some outdoor shit. Like he's from the water.
Yeah.
That helps.
Hey,
My dad was a good dad, but he doesn't really know how to do anything.
He'd have cool uncle,
yeah,
aunt and uncle. Would that be fun? Crazy grandma. We all need one of those.
yeah, we got that
Yeah.
Yeah.
in house.
So how's grandma? Because you said you had your Alzheimer's ridden mother living with you, and there
I
was
didn't say
fun with
ridden.
that.
As the Rebel Alliance
that's
made
actually-
their advance.
I don't know if any of this is real fun. You can make anything funny, I
Well,
suppose.
you made it fun.
But
Just telling us, what was it? Watching Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune or something that.
oh, is it cake?
By far the funniest.
Watching Is It Cake with
Alzheimer's
an
programming.
Alzheimer's person is always. Well, is it cake? I'm like, I don't fucking know yet either. I don't know yet either. Looks
Level
like a
the playing field.
It looks like a handbag to me, Mom. We're all gonna find out together. Many times per episode.
Dude, that's so.
Well, is
it's-
that cake?
That's what got us to talking about how it's just like being with a child.
yeah. There probably.
Could
is a
you
lot of
watch the same episode, like
Yes,
record it?
yes,
You watch
yes,
the same
100%.
episode of Jeopardy tomorrow, but then you get them all right, and she'll be like, "Oh my
Okay.
god,
I
you are so."
You should roll.
okay. A genius.
No, you should do this all football season. You should have a bit on your show. We're helping you.
Thank you.
Where
I
you
need it.
you watch like what is it?
You're like, I
Boob's
think-
fastest 2 minutes.
Yep.
And you're
Yeah,
like, I think
you're like Romo. You're just predicting the play. Like, I think right here they go deep,
All right, deep ball. Take your shot, boys.
or
Like-
calling the home run.
like legit since
for a
you guys
Ranger
are
game.
doing like since you guys are doing video, you could legit be up at the TV and be like, "Mom, I feel like
Watch here.
deep ball here."
Watch here. It's going up here. Right here.
Somehow, and maybe it would be easier if it was a game because there'd be like down points.
Yeah.
If it were highlights, maybe she catches on. This
Yeah.
is a good bit though.
yeah.
This is a pretty good bit. I actually like the Jeopardy idea. Just annihilating Jeopardy, every category, and wow her with the same show.
Yeah, in a sense, you're like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day,
Yeah.
but
Were you going to
she's
ask
like-
about how mom feels about girlfriend?
oh, Go ahead.
Well, no. So think about that scenario. So I asked her to move in, and it's awesome. She's freaking awesome. Like we get whatever.
Low maint.
But yes, completely. But
Are
not.
we doing that?
Nuh-uh.
Okay.
Didn't
Not-
feel good.
Low main.
I did not.
I obviously neither of us knew that the house was going to have another attendee in the a couple months after she moved in, and she's handled that very well. Although it's not exactly what she signed up for, or wasn't what she was picturing when she did it. But she's adapted to that very well, and
That's why she held on to the condo for a while.
yeah,
just to see.
yeah, she keeps raising the price instead of lowering it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that part is not ideal, but whatever. We're dealing with all of it. And Mom is going to hopefully move to an independent living place here pretty soon. That's the idea.
Is the Florida stuff all cleaned out?
No. Shit, we haven't even been back there.
You still have the Florida estate to
Yeah, the full estate. About the
go
size
through,
of this
get all the
one.
Trump coins and
Trump socks and the chia head.
All
I
your-
might bring you
just
guys.
a Chia Trump?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great. I love
Unboxed. New inbox.
Dude,
Wow.
So we can
Get it for
grow
the
our
studio?
We can grow our own.
that would be great.
Yeah. I don't know. We're just figuring all that shit out. It's obviously not fun, but we're doing right by her, so she's
There's
good. and
a
whatever.
small part of me that is sad for Vida. I mean, a large part of and anybody that's going through that, your friend. But for her specifically, because she put in a lot of work. And, right now, truly is the golden age that she hoped for.
Yeah.
Dan Bongino runs the Secret Service. Kash Patel, the FBI.
She's getting everything she ever
Her
wanted.
favorite Fox News hosts are just running the government. And, unlike the first time with Trump when she was probably having to hear a lot about, oh, this sucks. Now it's just winning.
Yeah. This
Maybe
is
so.
She doesn't get to
If she
enjoy
gets
the
to-
spoils of this parade.
Does she get to newly enjoy it every day?
Maybe so. I just know last
Are
time
you
when we
kidding?
were like,
the elation
Bongino,
of.
she didn't
Chappie
seem-
was so happy when he heard that Dan Bongino was going to get this gig.
one shot. He didn't get
She
to watch
gets-
The Wire twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's not enjoying it exactly
That's
at the
what I'm
level that you
saying.
should. She doesn't really watch, certainly nothing. I mean, it used to be all day, every day. And now she just kind of checks it and doesn't seem to have the joy that she's earned. You're right. Basking.
That's how I hope Blake has to feel if the Cowboys win a Super Bowl this year. Or bailing.
What did we talk about earlier this week? Just getting mad over things that won't happen.
Well, what we're about to talk about right now is an upcoming Super Bowl season.
I was going to interject and tell Sirois that, why don't you tell your, mom that, boy, I think Shotty gets fired after week 8.
Yeah,
Just tell her now.
we got to keep the
Be
big
ahead of
going,
it.
idiot.
Well, that leads us to sports because I have
Oh yeah, I like that.
some shoddy audio for you guys. Also, sports is brought to us by Community Mechanical. I don't know if you know, but I was texting with Travis.
I've heard.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, he's hooked up with Fairlease. It's great, but many have hooked up with Community Mechanical. They are an HVAC company. They are our HVAC company. And now is the time to give them a call for some preventative maintenance. Sign up for that. That'll get you in the door. And then if you're going to love Community Mechanical and their customer service. And then if you do ever need the full air conditioner unit or something like that, you're already there to hook you up. And seriously, man, they're awesome to deal with. You got to have them come out.
They came out to my house.
I
and
said
installed-
have them come out, Sirois.
I will.
Okay.
They came out, and yesterday, Business Wednesday, I'm in the mini den a lot, my new office, and they installed a nice little unit out there. It's very sleek, very cool. You barely even notice it's there, and it's fantastic. And it's because of Community Mechanical, communitydfw.com.
It's above a garage, right? So it's usually you had to have that up there.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
colder than my whole house.
Okay.
It's everything up there is better the way we like it.
All right. Give the contact info. I don't have that in front of me.
469-667-7290 or communitydfw.com.
And Travis will text. You could text that number too.
Yeah.
It's not just like
Just
a.
personal connection. and
If you
help.
send him an unsolicited wiener pic, you'll get a free Dumb Zone t-shirt. He was
try.
real thrilled with last time I pulled one of these.
Did you say that
so
before? Give
he
that a
got some
try.
business out of it.
Okay.
I don't mind.
So the Cowboys were doing their.
We don't have to start there if you don't want. By
Oh,
the way.
okay.
There's
You
a
wanna
lot of
start-
sports.
You want to start somewhere else?
Yeah, let's start with this. We'll play good bit, bad bit. Is that me again, Blake? Is it just going to be like that?
You got a little buzz?
Fine.
Should I play?
Play it.
This is from the Dallas Zoo, a video posted yesterday.
Oil is a part of life, but it's important to be responsible with its disposal. Here are 3 easy ways to help keep our city clean. Number 1, let used cooking oil cool. Then put it in a sealed container and take it to a recycling drop-off. Number 2, never dump used motor oil. Instead, pour it into a clean, sealed container and take it to an auto shop or recycling center that accepts hazardous waste. Number 3, the Edmonton Oilers are the greasiest, most toxic variety of oil, and we don't want them anywhere near Dallas.
Dang.
It's best to dispose of them quickly and with a clean sweep by scoring goal after goal after goal.
What do you think?
And what is that from?
The Dallas Zoo.
The zoo?
I thought it'd be like the oil change place or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so I think it's like the Dallas Zoo, and like most zoos, they're more than a zoo. They're just about teaching you about environmental preservation and the like.
Mother Earth.
It's funny though, because in the video they showed a shot of this river that runs through Edmonton, which is I didn't know was there. It's not near water, but they showed a picture of it, and it looks just as disgusting as the Trinity. Like at first I thought, why are they putting a photo of our nasty river in here? And I Google it, and there's a bunch of Reddit articles about how it's unsafe to swim in. I'm like, this is just our river. And we're doing a big, ooh, gotcha. But so the zoo got in on it. I don't know about Sports Mayor. Have we heard from him yet?
I don't think we have.
Did we
Silence him?
Shame.
Did we walk him down a little bit? Because like I feel like his frequency of every
it used to
single
be a
sporting event, he had like an 18-month run where he was he couldn't tell him to stop.
Yeah, SMU, TCU, Mavs playoff round, every round. He was betting on every round. He was doing it last year for the Stars too, so it isn't just that.
Yeah, because we heard
He
from
doesn't like
somebody in
hockey.
Edmonton. I feel like a police chief or something.
Yeah.
When they
Yeah.
played Edmonton last year.
Interesting.
I feel like it goes on our dub list at
To
least
crush him.
tentatively.
Maybe he's now focusing on all the potholes and filling them.
Finally.
Maybe. Or getting a new hat. But no, that was a fun one last night, man. I'll walk you through mine. I'm letting the kids stay up with me if they'll watch sports.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's the last night of school. I didn't talk about that in the open today, but we're having kindergarten party at our house today. And I'm elated.
Bounce house?
It's the pool, man. The pool, we got a huge, like our backyard is sick now.
I still haven't seen the redo.
And yeah, we got like her teacher accidentally sent our address to the entire kindergarten instead of just our class.
Okay.
So we could have 50, 60 kids over there.
That's very woke. Can't leave anyone out.
Yeah, and it's funny because Nora was already like happy about the kids she knew couldn't come.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh no.
They're coming.
Anyways,
So
kinda-
certain kids she just doesn't like and she wants them not to be there?
well, she was like, such and such said they were coming to the party, and I don't think so.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't know, maybe. But anyways, I'm fired up about that. We're staying up late last night.
He's fired up because when they have a kindergarten kid swimming party, you know who comes with them?
Mommy?
Yeah, the dads don't go. It'll be all mommies
And
today.
he made sure a pool party in big letters.
That's right. Bring your suit.
Outside pool party.
Yeah, one parent required to be in pool with child. So we're staying up. It's 3-1 into third though, and there's a wraparound power play, and the first minute of that power play at the end of the second was about as dog shit as you're ever gonna see. It did not feel like their night, right? It felt very for my Mighty Ducks fans out there. It felt very they're bigger, they're faster, they have more facial hair, but they've got the MVP and the guy who would win the MVP if that guy wasn't on his team. You know?
Is McDavid the best player on earth, period?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you hear that Ottinger thing from last night? Like,
No.
here's what I remember about McDavid. And McKinnon was like this a little bit, but I remember when we used to talk to Tyler, like in his first few years and into his mid-20s, and he would talk about him like he was Jordan.
Really?
Yeah.
Like he would be like, this guy's, I got to go work out with him in the summer. There's nothing like
Yeah.
So
it's so weird when dudes do
but
that.
Dreisaitl's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, he's awesome too. But McDavid did that move in the first period, I think, when he didn't score, and it's just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like a sea of the best in the world, and he just stands out. I thought we were dead.
And Mikko has a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if any other stars really necessarily do. But, yeah, I mean, going into the third, and then I turned the television back on as the 3-2 goal is being scored. And I was like, right on the edge of bedtime. I really was like feeling.
So you stayed up?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
It was incredible, dude. Like I was speaking to Travis. Travis was at the game, and I'm like, it all happened in like 15 minutes. You know, up until the empty netter, those 4 goals, it was insane. It was awesome.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
I had a drive home where Bruce Levine was saying like, "Oh, you got to score in the first minute here because they had a power play," and I swear to you, I had a 10-minute drive home and they tied it.
Yeah.
In that span, it happened really fast.
That was really cool.
That must have been nuts,
dude.
Travis, just being there.
I think that's
for a game like that.
You got to give the Stars fans are the best fans in Dallas. Annoying as they can be at times, but that's just because of where they're coming from. But that building gets national love whenever there's playoff games on it. Yeah, and the Mavs would get a little bit of that too, and I don't think people really recognize that as much. But the Stars, it's a good fan base.
I feel like the Luka
Super
thing
good
has
fan.
made people realize Mavs fans are awesome.
Yeah.
By
for sure
that response.
Can I give you a random thought I had watching that? Because I was thinking, like football, super popular in Texas because a lot of people in the crowd grew up playing football, play football. Like in the Stars game, what percentage of the crowd played hockey at any point in their life?
You count street hockey?
I guess no.
Then
And that versus in Edmonton,
yeah.
what percentage of the crowd played hockey? Meaning that sort of just inherently they do know hockey more than us. I don't, you know, whatever. And that's what is the fuel of better fans. They don't know hockey. I don't know, that kind of thing.
There's probably something to that, like a novelty of
because
a hit.
Because
cool
we wouldn't.
shot.
Same thing here in a football game. The Cowboys, more people know the game than the Calgary Stampeders or Edmonton, whoever their squad is. You know.
Yeah, there's something.
Thereby making you just more passionate about it because you just know more.
Yes, I have to look at both sides of this because if I'm gonna carry myself, if I talk to somebody from like the East Coast who didn't play, I'm like, dude, I've played Texas high school football my whole life. There's no way. This is my entire life.
Yeah.
There's no way you know shit about this.
No shit or care as much.
You can't care as
right?
much as I do. So the flip side of it has to be true with hockey. But I remember when the Stars came here, there was like a general education period. It was like this because at that time I was playing ice hockey at Valley Ranch, like in 1994 and 5, and it was like a thing of having to teach. Dude, offsides is confusing if you've never heard of it before. That was a real thing, and like there was a view that people and Pantera was on board. It was like basically these fans just only like this because there was hitting. Like, there was an idea that nobody here really understood, and it's probably true.
And I remember
it's different now.
Like
though,
some
man.
educational talk would be from people saying, "Yeah, you say these are low-scoring games, but this football game was 21-14. That's 3-2.
3-2. Yeah,
yeah. So it's kind of the same thing.
But you're right for sure. It's a.
You just can't help it.
You can't help it.
It's just kind of natural. Because I was thinking who it means more to, and it definitely in Edmonton they have one effing sport, one team.
Yeah.
I mean, not that it matters, but you're right. Like the core Stars hockey fans definitely know the game, but I think most people are just like puck in net, yay, that's it.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
Which includes me, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sagan got a lot of. I don't know what his plus minus was. It felt like he was out there for the first 3 or 4 of them. It was awesome.
That was good to see, man. Him racking it on that breakaway.
Yeah.
That was clean. I mean, he had a great game.
Yeah.
I heard you guys talking about that the other day. Yes, just Ben and Sagan, how long they've been here and all that. And you kind of look at them as the old dudes on the team who you don't even need that much from, but what they do, Jamie does this little win the puck and back everybody up, and then Sagan does pop up and score a little bit, man. They're still
They have just such a weird situation. But a lot of it's luck, but I was thinking last night, like Maverick Bourque is not on their playoff roster. Like their best young defenseman who played they have, and then they mention Mikko's deal every game. And you're like, 8 years,
dude.
When's the last time you were like? It's not just they went and got a guy who's really good right away. that does not. First of all, nobody gives 8-year contracts except for the crazy ass NHL, and maybe baseball sometimes. But my point is just this is a very rare deal. We're like, oh, it's this new thing. He's winning in the playoffs. This guy's gonna be here until I'm almost 50.
Isn't it weird in hockey that you can get old and still be amazing? Like compared to other sports. But I guess maybe LeBron or a couple guys do it. But hockey is the one where, maybe I'm just thinking of Ovechkin, but it seems like if you're good, and it's the hardest one, like physically.
I think it's the one, I don't know, but this is maybe too general. I think it's the one where guys can change their game the most. And maybe it is Ovechkin, but I read and watched a ton of breakdowns of Ovechkin stuff over the years and how, like, his spots moved.
Really?
Like his spots around the ice that he could pick up because he knew he could get there. I'm sure it's probably even changed for McDavid. He's not super young anymore. But yeah, it's cool. I think we'll get Tyler on either after the season, whenever that is.
Yeah, Jim Nill's done incredible with this roster, with the construction of the roster, and
just checking good players on the puck.
Just over the years, just to have been, it was built around Ben and Sagan, and now those guys are still contributing, but they totally revamped everything, yet still kept them.
Right.
Do you know about our maybe very online, but Stars Universe controversy?
Is it the pound the glass guy?
Bang guy. And I don't know. I want us to all
it's all like
in a
the.
safe
Are you
space.
celebrating this guy who's a drunk driver?
Yeah.
When the same season that so and so was killed by a drunk driver.
Johnny Hockey.
Yeah.
So this is a very weird, tricky situation, right? Because that guy, I think everyone generally thinks he's kind of a tool. He might even know that and embrace
the bang
it.
the glass guy.
Yeah, Nick Maroke. His dad was a advertising guy. Maroke advertising, and he went away. Do we have to reset this, or does everybody know? The
Go
guy
ahead.
he
should reset
behind a goal. He wears a white suit. He's got he's got glass seats. He's almost always got a very nice looking woman with him on his arm. He's wearing, like I said, a white blazer, green shirt. He's got a sign that says #bang. He's a much more annoying version to some than our Mavs Fire Nico guy, whereas he has turned this into a persona and a bit that works for him.
Mm-hmm.
And like the guys who host Spittin' Chicklets, the Barstool podcast, Ryan Whitney, Paul Bissonette, they know about him. They think it's hilarious. They talk to him. But it's one of those things where people in town who know the guy are like, ugh. Mm-hmm. And then he goes off and gets, I guess, his second, at least a repeat DUI that I believe involved a car accident sometime in the fall. This is not funny, but if you were to allow it to be, his account posted something like, Bang guy is on the IR dash DWI time 2, retroactive to November or something. And then the other day he announced he was back.
Like the DWIR? Something
Yeah.
Like that. Okay.
Yeah. And so now he's back. And the Spittin' Chicklets guys had been asking about him. They asked some Stars player at the start of the playoffs about it, and I don't remember who it was. It might have been Stankoven who got traded, but he was like, "Yeah, I hear the guy is like not in society anymore." It's like, yeah, he's incarcerated. It's probably a county type situation.
Not in society anymore is the best way to say that.
I know,
Not
right?
currently in society.
And so he's back now, and he's tweeting about it. And Bissonette's like, hey, you're going to be at the game, but then the backlash starts. And here's the thing about DUIs. None of you want to admit it, but the DUI is a fucking roll of the dice. If you drink alcohol... Now, obviously, if you're getting multiple and you're getting crashes, like, for example, I'm an alcoholic. I've never had a DUI. I think I drove drunk a lot less than most alcoholics do. But there are people who aren't alcoholics who are driving over the legal limit every day. And what we do is if you get in an accident, you're a terrible person. Or even if you get caught, you're a terrible person. It's a matter of scale. If he had killed somebody, we'd be like, this guy's banned from society forever. And while you're more likely to kill somebody if you're more fucked up, shit happens. You could have had 3 beers at dinner, you're at .10, somebody runs a red light, you hit him, you're now a murderer. But if nobody comes through the stoplight and nobody stops you, nothing happens. If they do, you're just a drunk driver. I don't know how to sort all this out from like a pay your penance to society.
Now, if you get caught once and then you do it again, that's kind of a...
It is, and this is where we get into the tricky deal of like, what is addiction? How do you, adjudicate it? Obviously, if the guy's not getting help at all, then you deserve some punishment. But it is weird that it's just, okay, what if Johnny Hockey died 3 years ago? Does that make a difference?
Yeah.
Like he's...
Like, why does it have to be that someone involved in hockey? I'm
random,
sure.
yeah. Such a random ad hoc, like, outrage.
Well,
I'm not even saying it isn't warranted. I feel like a bad guy for being
outrage,
like, "What'd you do, drunk driving?" That's not what I'm saying.
Internet outrage is not necessarily indicative of reality either.
Yeah, but I think we do that too much. Of say like this is just the internet. I think people in general will be like, "Did you hear who got a DUI?"
Okay, well let me.
Yeah, okay. Well, when's the last time you had 3 wines at Keno and drove home? It happens.
I wanted to transition
into... You shouldn't be doing it.
The internet outrage, kind of outrage? I don't know. We're in another day now of RG3 versus Ryan Clark.
Yeah,
and I
love it.
I like the tweet of, so a take foul led to a biracial child reveal. Because that is what happened yesterday. We've talked a little bit about this story where it was the Caitlin Clark hard foul on Angel Reese and blah, blah, blah. RG3 then saying Angel Reese clearly just truly hates personally. She personally hates Caitlin Clark. Ryan Clark, no relation, I don't think.
No. I think you're safe assumption there.
Steps out and says, well, you're only saying that because you don't understand what black women go through because you don't talk with black women on a regular basis. Let's just take a look at your last 2 wives. They've been both white women, and the current white woman, that's how you view her in the world. When you tweet about her, it's always in the sense of white and black, and it is. They often do tweet like funny bits with him and her, or he'll dress up as her, like she turned into. It's all about milk and chocolate milk, or
it's weird, is what it is.
But then it was, you can't bring my wife in it. You've crossed the line. You've crossed the line. But so now I guess this has caused internet to dig up some dirt on Ryan Clark and determine that Ryan Clark actually, he hasn't always just dated black women. He's got a baby from a white woman. And so now Ryan Clark jumps online and posts a bunch of pictures of him and his biracial child. And she's now like, 15, 20, I don't know. She's older now, and it's just I love her, and she's been blah, 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 blah. So it's just like, did the internet cause that to have to even... Ryan Clark lives on the internet. RG3 lives on the internet. And it's like, everybody now is talking about this, so I need to reveal my daughter. Well, I don't believe it's true that he did need to put out those pictures.
No, I don't. I don't know about the internet, not internet thing, but he's never hidden the fact that he has a daughter with a white woman. The idea that this is like a gotcha, like the idea that he's like, yeah, I spend a lot more time with black people than you do, isn't untrue because he let off in a pog once. Like, that's not, that doesn't mean, I don't understand that. People are like, yeah, you fucked a white lady. You know nothing now. It's like, no, I still am around. It's a very odd thing to me. But then the daughter thing, I feel like you're pressed and you know that she knows that she might feel like people are like, oh, are you ashamed?
Yeah.
And then you got to do the dad move of like, no, here she is. It's tough scene all the way around.
It's just kind of crazy where, again, I saw that play and I was ready this weekend to talk. Let's talk about this.
Okay.
This is a thing. It's a hard foul, blah, 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 blah. And then, yes, it led to that.
But the thing is now, this is just how the information ecosystem works. Like, imagine it this way. Kyrie saw a tweet one time about a documentary about the Holocaust. And that became like a bullet point on his career. He just randomly saw that one day and was like, interesting. Or, you know, the president will see something, and the next day we're opening Alcatraz. Like, travels fast.
The Birdman.
But yeah, that was.
We transitioned to football. Can we?
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I hope that story dies in a fire.
Quick hit on apparently Bill Belichick's ex-girlfriend confronted Bill Belichick's current girlfriend, according to TMZ. Have you seen that?
No, the older one. Okay,
Yeah,
because last night
the older lady.
I have not seen that. Last night, the group chat was popping not only over my parlays, but somebody's got to get the tell-all with her.
With the old girlfriend?
Yeah, and my thought is that she's been handed a bag not to do it. But wouldn't you love a penny for her thoughts? Like hot 60-year-old woman.
TMZ says Bill Belichick's ex-girlfriend, Linda Holliday, ran into his current one, Jordan Hudson, while the two were at a Christmas party late last year. TMZ Sports has learned their meetup was anything but friendly.
Oh, I love it. We
Yeah.
got a little cougar cub fight.
Yeah. There's no real hardcore details that we would like, but we're staying on this story, and I
Good.
just want everybody to know that if something
Good.
does break in this story, we will be here for you. We're also on the story of the Dallas Cowboys. Speaking of football, and every time we are doing a watching party, no watching party is complete, Mike, without Lone Star beer.
Tom
and
got Lone Star
Light.
here.
got a
Tom
mountain.
Bendries, whose house we were at in Waxahachie, has a little Lone Star beer display over there. It's all set up. This guy knows marketing.
The pyramid.
It is the pyramid. But yeah, 140 years of brewing in Texas. I think that might even be not accurate anymore because we've been saying that for over a year.
That or they went back in time and altered history and changed the date it started.
Okay, like the Aggies on their championships or something. Anyway, they it's 141, I think, now. But you can go to LoneStarBeer.com. What's the promo code on that one?
Dumbzone 21.
DumbZone21.
Have you seen their merch? Like, have you
Get
gone and
21%
perused their website?
off
They have
merch.
dope stuff.
It's awesome, yeah. Circus Roy loves Lone Star beer too, Dan.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Delicious.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so we're pro Lone Star Beer. And I'm especially pro Lone Star Light. Because you don't keep this girlish figure
It's true.
without a little work. So, what is this? OTAs, right? Mm-hmm. And voluntary. Shoddy wants you to know that for sure. These are voluntary.
They wouldn't be here if they didn't want to.
That's
If
right.
they didn't feel the juice.
To
the
earn their
energy.
star.
That's right, baby.
It's time.
So, I got a lot. I know you got some stuff, too, from some
So
of the
excited.
players.
Are you?
Yes.
So, if any of this
Dude,
stuff...
I was just like, I woke up this morning and I was like, okay.
So excited.
Seriously, I woke up this morning and thought, they're going to try to cover two guys named C.D. Lamb and George Pickens with white guys. Like, we might as well just have two receivers, our receivers, named Black McFast. And your division rival has white DBs. I'm excited, Dan.
Okay, so you told me to watch for something,
Yeah.
I want the jersey.
and we're going to hear a little of that in this first cut. But definitely, it's just a new day. Shoddy is a different guy.
Breath of fresh air.
So what we will start with here, and you work in you've got some audio from some of the players who might,
Oh, yeah.
second what Shoddy says on some of these things. We're going to have some George Pickens talk early in this press conference. Newest Dallas Cowboys wide receiver. Is he a one? Now, he never had 1,000 yards yet, but look who's throwing him the ball. But, they're trying to make sure that we call them both number one receivers. Mm-hmm. Anyway, one of the questions is about George Pickens. Let's hear what Shoddy has to say about him.
Yeah, I think CD said it best. I saw his comments, right, where we don't have a one. We don't do A's and B's. We think that there's a one over there. CD said it. And if you look over there, there's a one there. So I think that's the way that we view GP.
Okay.
Of course.
All right. It's just
The head whip.
We have the Kevin Burkhardt of coaches.
We're doing GP
never had
now,
a chance.
guys.
Yeah.
This is the Kevin Brohard.
God, they even kind of look like the same guy, don't they?
my time with him has been just incredible. When he came in after the trade, just getting a chance to really get to know him. We had a little free throw shooting competition. I think he beat me twice. I've beaten him once, but the last time we played, I beat him. So I do want to put that out there that I did beat him. But it's really just, us getting to know each other. I think we were all on board. I think we're always trying to find the right pieces and good pieces, and I think we're really excited about what he brings as a football player. But I see a guy that's maturing. I see a guy that we're excited to put out there and watch him grow and get better. And you guys will see him out there today. He obviously is a tremendous athlete, but I love watching him in meetings, because in meetings he's been so dialed in, taking great notes. He knows he's a little bit behind, not a lot, but a little bit behind in terms of what the veterans are doing. But his intentionality in the meeting room has been really cool for me to see.
So that's one you told me to watch for, possibly for a bingo word this year for Schotty press conference.
Yeah, I'm trying to buy low. I'm trying to get the Doge of bingo cards here. We know Jerry's trite, right?
Yeah.
Candidly, he'll do that one a lot. But Schotty, I'm trying to sort of encapsulate what he is to me. And that word that he used there, intentionality, I feel like that's going to be a buzzword, because I'm at a point where I listen to a lot of podcasts that are about, like, mind, body, spirit connection.
Okay.
Just like do everything with intentionality. That is such a fucking self-help buzzword. And I know that he's that guy.
Yeah.
You can tell by the way he talks that he is vibe guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it works on me. But, like, the intentionality is a word you're going to hear him use a lot, I'm betting. And I want to buy low on it.
That works on you?
Yes.
So I did listen to
a high school basketball coach vibe. That's what this guy has. Yeah.
I think he did a press conference during the rookie OTAs, like this happened a few weeks ago. He did a press conference.
Yeah, you see a level of maturity. You see a level of professionalism. I talked a little bit about, the reviews, not installs, and I think, most of the questions that were asked in the meetings were the guys were on it. I mean, they had done their stuff. We haven't had any issues with guys being late. I think, but there's an intentionality about this group.
I knew it. I knew it.
Jake had the fist up before it happened.
I knew it. I knew it.
There's been an intentionality from this group.
Yeah, and you know what that means? Think about what you're doing.
Right. Yeah.
When you stop before you do something, be like, what am I doing? Let's be intentional about it and not just meander the F around. Great. But I'm telling you, that guy has been to, like, a Tony Robbins conference.
Yeah, for sure. Paid the $199.
If we get to
rehab
for the meet and greet,
or is this not one of those things? Like,
no, it is.
Okay.
Intentionality's big, and it's all kind of the same thing. But I don't think he's been to rehab, or we would have heard about it. But I promise you that because
everybody was always talking about Brian Schottenheimer, and we wouldn't have heard about it. He could have disappeared for a year, and you would have never known it.
No, if an offensive coordinator for an NFL team who is Marty Schottenheimer's son went to rehab, you would have heard about it. But, I like intentionality.
Okay, so GP, we did a little free
you
throw.
want to hear from him real quick?
I'd like the free throw challenge too.
Here's GP on the free throws.
Yeah.
You beat him a couple times. When did this contest take place?
The first day I came up here, we did a little shooting, and I beat him. Then the next day, he literally brought me up here only to shoot basketball, and then he beat me. So.
Have y'all done a dinner yet?
Yeah, we have at the Cowboys Club.
What did it stand out about that dinner, just you and Shotty?
Just everything. The culture too. That's the thing. Like, it's super refreshing with a different culture. So Texas brings a whole different culture, and I like it.
You know how those other teams all just want to play football and talk about football and winning? It's refreshing to not, like, this is the opposite of people that leave the Cowboys and are like, wow, you go into that facility, it's about football.
I know.
That is all they care
So
about.
when somebody leaves and they go to Buffalo, Pittsburgh, even Houston, they're like, Jesus, they just play football.
You know, the winning.
And here, they get here and they're like, dude, GP can't wipe the smile off his face. And they ask him about it, and he was like, yeah, we were catching Pokemon together after dinner. Me and Shotty were actually just
amazing. We got them all.
Yeah.
So where do they do? They have free throw contests.
Yeah.
At a football facility.
Why?
Where?
We do some things in the team room. We do some things in my office. QBs, I just lost to the QBs in my office. Actually, Dak was my teammate, so I guess Dak lost too. He'll be mad that I told you guys that. Yeah, it's just the central theme of the program is compete every day, and so we find different ways to do it. We look at what's going on in the world. Congratulations to the Stars. I think that's really cool for Dallas professional sports, what they're doing. So
right.
At some point in the team meeting, we might, shoot at some goals with a hockey stick and maybe a soft puck, not a hard puck. But we look at different ways to compete, and we did something for the Masters the other day that was pretty cool. Had a putt off, but get these guys in different types of environments and ask them to do different things. And it's fun to watch these world-class football players that absolutely suck at shooting free throws. I mean, literally, like, I'm not going to say names, Osa, that really was not very good.
Fun.
Okay.
He's fun.
He is fun.
It's a breath of fun, fresh air. This is no Bill Parcells. This is.
You guys help me come up with a word for this, okay? I don't know it, but it's happening right before our eyes. And all I can think of is to call it the Boban effect. That's something Dan came up with in my mind, which is one thing I really hate is when somebody's doing something cool and then you have to ask them about it and make it not cool. So Boban would come to an interview and everyone's like, Boban, you're so funny. How are you so funny and fun? And he's like, I don't fucking I'm just me. It's weird. And so they're doing this cool team building stuff, but then it's like, how's ping pong going?
Describe.
Have you guys been to dinner? Describe fun to me.
Describe dinner.
That's the thing. I think teams need to do this sort of stuff. I love it. My entire life is built around, let's be a team. I think it's weird when you have to talk about it.
I think we've only got one of these so far, but he keeps going back to the same well.
Tyler Booker, who we're really excited about. I need to find out if the Turtles are here. I don't know if the Turtles are here. I need to ask him that. But getting GP was big for us, but again, it speaks to
So
GP. I think it's cool he knows about Tyler Booker's Turtles. Do you?
Who didn't?
I didn't know.
Oh, I've told you, but I mean,
he likes turtles, or he has pet turtles.
Him and his girlfriend from
turtles?
Alabama own 2 baby turtles and have an Instagram account for it. It's actually very funny.
So Saad was asking about George Pickens.
GP?
Yeah.
Well, I think we did a ton of research into GP. Again, my interaction with GP has been incredible. I think he's going to fit in awesome with what we're trying to do here. You guys have talked to him, I think, over the phone, and he's all about, a new opportunity. So, we all change, we all adjust, we all grow. I'm thrilled with the way the guys have responded to him. Again, him and CD. It's a chance for he and CD. They've trained together. They're spending time together. I don't know what event they were at the other day where, they were some baseball game or something. But when we did our homework on GP, we don't have those concerns. And
that's the thing. It's like if you come up with a nickname for someone, having to then use it,
hammer it in,
it just makes it not cool anymore.
DP to GP is somewhere. Ty Walker making the T-shirt, ACDC logo.
You want to hear? This is a real quick one from GP. I think we have a butchered cliche. Oh, do we have
switch swords?
Do you want to? I think I did switch swords. Still not working. Blake's trying to be Johnny on the spot here.
People have so much to say about you and the type of person you are. Going back to Pittsburgh, what is something that people don't know about you? What do you want people to know about you, or something that they don't know about you?
That I'm actually like a chill guy. It's like a big.
Okay, so he's a chill guy, and then he's going to try to come up with a metaphor for how people think of him.
Guy. It's like a big phase of a tornado that's not even true. I'm not a chill guy, and I just love to work.
Okay.
Phase of a tornado?
He's a chill guy, but the perception is that he's like a phase of a tornado.
He doesn't mean like the eye?
It's a very strange collection of words, But not only do I want you to
hurricane.
focus on that, the question after, because he mentioned the word tornado, someone's like, "Are you a tornado on the field?"
Or something that they don't know about you.
That I'm actually like a chill guy. It's like a big phase of a tornado that's not even true. I'm not a chill guy, and I just love to work.
Are you a tornado on the field more so than?
I wouldn't say that.
Who was that?
Kind of more disciplined.
Play it again.
Yeah.
But
I think it was Clarence.
Do the whole thing because you said like the phase of a tornado. That's not even true.
Yeah.
Like
I guess he's trying to say everything is chill with him. People think there's a lot going on, but there's not.
Okay.
That's what he's trying to say, which is what every single athlete that has, locker room issues is what they say. Like, the media is making a big deal out of this. I'm like, I don't know. This is 10 clips of you assaulting your quarterback on the sideline. And by the way, when we do over-unders this year, we need to set one for blow-ups.
Okay.
And it probably should be at 1.5, not half.
So wait, is he pandering to us because we know, or because there's a lot of tornadoes here?
Yeah.
Hey, people from the Midwest, I'm kind of like a tornado. You've seen them. You know about them. I'm kind of like that.
Picking our local natural disaster.
I don't know. Maybe. Like you show up in New Orleans and you're just like...
Kind of like
that I'm actually like a chill guy. It's like a big phase.
But start it again.
Listen, we're gonna have a lot of fun with this guy.
I just love the ghost tour. Courtesy lap. Like all athletes are really, really funny when they mildly are funny, but there's a bunch of reporters around there who all are vying for his cell phone number and some kind of a scoop. Yes, you are funny, GP.
That I'm actually like a chill guy. It's like a big phase of a tornado that's not even true. I'm not a chill guy, and I just love to work.
Okay. Are you a tornado on the field more so than?
I wouldn't say that.
No. Thought you'd say yes to that.
Back to Shoddy.
Dude, there's nothing worse than being in a locker room or you're getting audio and you get I kind of thought you'd say yes. And you're like, well, didn't really have a curveball plan.
Well, as you know, one thing that really does bother me, and frickin'
yes or no's.
They do it on the Today Show. Yes, they will ask a question and give you both answers in the question, and then you can either say yes or no.
It's a trap.
The question should have been, what natural disaster are you on the field?
Yeah.
Yeah, now that we're
or maybe disease. What do you liken yourself to be?
More of a Gaza or West Bank
style of
guy?
damage do you inflict?
Yeah. Shoddy is not about tornadoes. He is about culture. Above all, that is really what we are learning. Some guys you hire Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
And you're like, boy, this guy. The
Offense
schemes he is changing the way people are thinking about football. Mm-hmm. He is causing defensive coordinators to have to sleep at the facility to try and figure out.
Look at this motion.
How do I stop this guy? What are they going to do next? He'll take a player who's seemingly an average, but put him in a Mike McDaniel scheme, and all of us,
By the way,
Shanahan,
proof that people can be successful after rehab.
That's right. That's right.
So the point is,
sorry.
Shoddy, no one's like, it's just all about that he just is fun. He's a vibes guy.
Aura.
So it's our job as a coaching staff to get these guys to hang out together outside of the building, spend time together in the building,
do
get
Dance
to know each
Dance
other,
Revolution.
coaches get with their players, go to dinner, do
BDR,
things together. Because we have to learn each other's stories and each other's scars so that we can truly learn how to work together and love one another and support one another. We're all going to have good days and bad days, and that's not just something we talk about. It's something we do. I take a lot of these guys to dinner. Why? Okay, it's important to me. Do I have things I could be doing? Of course I do. But there's nothing more important than me getting to know some of these players.
Oh, yeah, it was GQ calling for a sit-down.
I don't know how to do this on the bingo card, but you've pointed out one, intentionality. We'll keep an eye on.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pointing out one that is just the nickname. Is he going to become Brohard? Is GP just the first of many? CD doesn't really count,
no,
right?
It's a pass.
But I was telling you about this, too. In fact, let me just play the end of that again. This is what to watch out for from Shoddy this year.
A lot of these guys to dinner. Why? Okay, it's important to me. Do I have things I could be doing? Of course I do. But there's nothing.
So,
the question.
Do I go to dinner a lot? I do. Do we order a little extra because it's the Cowboys black card? We do.
Yeah.
Do we like to eat steak?
Yeah, that's something
times?
we do here.
Yeah.
No, that's a good one.
Does he also do the question and answer to himself? Do I go to a lot of dinner with him? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Do I have other stuff to be doing? Of course I did.
And again, what do you have?
Yeah, go on. What,
You
what
got a
else is-
family, I'm sure, but I mean.
So you want to expand on the dinners? Okay.
Well, I can't tell you exactly where we'll be. I do always pay, so that's cool.
Oh, you sly devil. You can't say where you're going to be. That's, shoddy. Silly shoddy. We didn't want you to say that in the press
Well,
conference.
I can't tell you exactly where we'll be.
No.
I do always pay, so that's cool. I do always pay.
Self-admittedly, I'm the good guy.
And I'm not bagging on Kat here or anything, our old boss at the ticket. We would thank Kat for paying when he'd do the team dinner and everything.
Yeah.
And he did have to get it approved from Dan Bennett. So in a sense, I mean, Kat made sure. But Kat was not now less, like his portfolio is not, Shoddy, he is not paying for anything. He has not paid for one dinner is my point.
Yeah.
He is not paying out. It's a Cowboys account. The Cowboys are paying for this dinner. So he is taking credit for Jerry Jones' money.
I do always pay. We do change the menu up a little bit, but we try to get 4, 5, 6 guys together and just go talk about life.
Mm-hmm.
Football rarely comes up. These guys, we do plenty of football. We do football all day long. What I want to know is why Javante named his dog what he named his dog, and why, what did this story come from, and all those things. I don't remember what Javante named his dog. That's terrible.
Sounds important.
Bad example.
Those are things that I love.
One example I have here is kind of falling flat.
Forgot. I wasn't listening. I think it was like a human name, though. You know, it was funny.
Like George,
Yeah,
how
I
it
don't
becomes
remember.
funny when the dog's name.
Right.
Anyways.
Those are the things that I love talking about. And then for them to share their stories with their teammates allows them, when they're out there on the field and they're having a tough day and it's hot and they're pushing through a padded practice at Oxnard, they're able to truly pull together and work together. And I think that's going to help us finish games, finish practices. When you have a tough moment, you have a tough stretch in the season, you work through those problems because they believe in one another, and more importantly, they love one another.
All right. So I see what's happening here, a pretty full frontal assault of my Cowboys fandom, which I expected, deserved, and it's warranted. But if I were to go into the Cowboys spin zone for you here a little bit, first, I'm a sucker for this stuff. For sure. Because I actually do think in pro sports, getting people to care about each other is important.
Sure.
I actually do think that. And in the George Pickens audio that I didn't play, he said something that I've heard guys say in the NBA for a while, which is everybody's running the same shit. Now, that's not to say that some coaches don't coach it better, don't have tags off of things, don't have, curveballs off of plays, don't dress things up differently, but I mean, the modern NBA is the spread pick and roll. Like, you don't show up and you're like, boy, it's not like going from, Alabama to Georgia Tech in college where they're running the option. The vibes matter. And I never actually felt like they were very good with McCarthy. I almost felt like at times they were better under Garrett.
Yeah,
McCarthy was just like this weird, he didn't feel like he was part of the team.
I know, but they still won football games.
They did,
Because-
and I'm not saying that they lost because of vibes, but I do think if you're going to have a bunch of young guys, I don't know. I mean, yes, I'd rather know about him because of his offense, but
to me, I think
and I also don't really want to hear about all these vibes, but I think they're good.
I think you get vibes from winning. Like, I don't think it matters that we went to Three Forks and had steak. I don't think that's how you do that. Like, I think Luka had a good relationship with all of his Mavs teammates that year because they made the finals, not because they all
Yeah, I mean,
shared
it's
a
chicken and
meal.
egg. I think you go through shared experiences and battles together, and that forges that. But I just think you're more likely to go harder for the man next to you if you care about him. And that just happens naturally in, high school and college, but it doesn't happen automatically in the NFL.
So tough times it's the end of the season. You're pushing through that last part of the schedule. You got the Chiefs,
I set
the
myself
Vikings.
up. I'm not.
Now, hold on, but we're trying to get through this. It's the fourth quarter. There's 5 minutes left. You're exhausted. The Patriots can pull on the man. We ran that hill. The extra, we do a little, 5% extra than any other team, and that's why we're able to finish these games. The Cowboys, you know what? I know that Tyler Booker never orders calamari.
Yeah, that'll get him through.
I know Tyler Smith likes strawberry cheesecake.
I mean, this is
what's
I know
this will put us over the top.
Guys, I know we're tired, but remember when Coach brought us in to play Hungry Hippos?
I think you guys
in his
are
office?
right.
And he said if we score 35 points, we get CCs. Come on, let's
I think
do
you
it.
guys are right. The prime Patriots of their dynasty were not known for hanging out together at all.
No, I know.
No, I don't think didn't. Gronk lived in a homeless shelter, right? Not like with one of his teammates. That was a big story. No, my point is, yes, Edelman, Gronk, Welker, Brady, like those guys were
Hernandez.
Yeah, truly. Did you hear that story yesterday when Busting with the Boys asked Gronk? Like, we heard he beat off in meetings. You don't have to answer if you don't want. He's like, well, I mean, I'll answer because he did it next to me. It was hilarious.
Oh, it was him?
Yeah.
That was who they were talking about? Okay.
Yeah.
No.
But so my point is just last year, we come out of that year, and it's DeMarcus Lawrence is in Seattle now, and there's some shit talking back and forth between Micah and D-Law, or Malik Hooker's pissed off about this or that. Like, I don't really want a team of dudes who don't want to be on the team. I think I feel like the Eagles have a great
freaking Micah
thing.
doesn't want to be on the team if they stop paying him. That's all DeMarcus Lawrence was doing.
What do you mean? Oh.
I'm saying, I don't want a guy who doesn't want to be on the team. Well, he didn't want to be on the team because Cowboys wouldn't offer him the contract.
I phrased it incorrectly. I would say it was clear they had problems last year. Like when Michael Irvin says, I was hearing things all season, but I didn't say anything because I didn't know it was this bad. And then it comes out like, they did not have a solid locker room last year.
Yeah, but do you think an accountability circle fixes that?
Yes.
Yeah, their starting quarterback got hurt. And they had no running backs going into the year, and they counted on there's a lot of really technical football reasons that they didn't do well last year. It wasn't because they kind of had guys who didn't get along and never ate dinner together.
Okay, yeah.
I would say most analysts would say that.
Yeah, I think in general.
So what do we do in the offseason to fix it?
If you look at the best teams, generally, they're just kind of like solo assassins who don't really. Vibes could never break up a team.
Playing as a team is good. But
okay, let's say a Gen Z because this is what it sounds like. Every Gen Z manager that runs a company does stuff like this. Tell me something that you did in pursuit of your weekly goals this week. If someone came in here and did that stuff to you and said, hey, I want to know why you named your dog whatever. I want to know why you named your daughter Nora. Let's all go out to dinner a lot. You would think that was gay.
No. The thing is, I wouldn't.
That's
why I'm the guy who, like, when I find out that my friend has a child due in 2 months, I'm like, damn. But I don't know.
This is the ultimate alpha male sport.
I am that guy.
And you should just show up for your job because it's what you're paid to do.
Dude, you know the reason that the Junction Boys existed? Like, do you think it wasn't just because it was hard. It's that you are trying to form bonds with people. And now the NFLPA and the collective bargaining agreement supremely limit the amount of time that football players can be around each other playing football.
But do you think there were any 2-10 teams that also worked as hard as the Junction Boys and they had lots of bonds, but they just suck?
I'm not trying to say that talent doesn't matter. It's a weird position for me to be in, but I am saying that the chemistry of your locker room does.
But Aikman and Irvin had a good connection because they were good on the football field, not because they were tagging girls in the White House.
Dude,
your
again,
chemistry comes from on the field.
I will not allow this. This is fucking revisionist history. The Cowboys won those Super Bowls because of the White House. This is the house my entire thing is built on. My point is the Cowboys of the 90s were having orgies and hiding from the police.
That's a good point.
And they were unstoppable.
That's a good point. What if Shoddy reinstituted the White House?
Then I would like him more.
Yeah.
Done deal.
But don't give me this bullshit about
so
we went to the Cheesecake Factory.
We can't have cocaine anymore. We have pickleball. And that's what I got to settle for.
We got a switch, and we got one more thing, because this is going to be the thing
Is this on the same subject as one thing? Because the whole point of all that was dinners, getting to know each other, love, learning. But the two actual audio examples you have were Shotty trying to think the name of the guy's dog. He's like, I don't remember what his name of his dog was.
It's not a good story.
And the other part was GP when they asked him, like, is there anything you really remember from your dinner with Shotty? He goes, man, everything. Which is exactly what Alzheimer's people say, because I'm trying to stimulate their mind and we watch a movie. I'm like, all right, Mom, did you like that movie? Yeah. What was your favorite part? Everything.
Again,
the whole
same with the kid.
No.
Same with the kid. And that's the thing, like, about how to ask questions, right? Like Dan was saying, if I ask it in a way where everything can be the answer.
Everything was great.
Are we at 31 years since a NFC championship game?
Yeah.
Okay, so when that streak is broken this year, we will thank the fact that in the locker room now is a ping pong table.
Yeah, we just moved it in there because I want this
can you pause
place
it?
to feel.
I don't like when people do that, like the chuckle of like, oh, you found me out.
Yeah,
no, you posted a picture about it on your social media. Everyone knows about it. You don't have to chuckle like it was a big secret.
The media door hits it when we open it.
You put it there.
You guys saw our laser light up ping pong table, huh?
And also he's just putting all the games he's good at, like free throws, ping pong,
right?
All the shit he's pretty good at.
How about being a head coach in the middle of the locker room?
Yeah, we just moved it in there because I want this place to feel. I want our players to want to be here. Yes. I want our players to come in the locker room and for us to have to kick them out. And they have their time frames that they can be here and whatnot, but. I love playing ping pong. They love playing ping pong. It's fun to watch these guys compete. It's fun to watch the interaction with the offense and defense.
I want you to have to.
You're watching too much film. You're lifting too many weights, bub.
So I know I got to get home because my wife and kids and my dog named. You don't know the dog's name or anything. But, God damn, there's a ping pong. All right, one more game. One more game.
Yeah.
Sorry, honey, I was late.
To a bunch of guys that make $7 million a year.
I'm sorry, I can't leave.
Dude, it reminds me of when
I'm dying to play more.
Shotty
ping
walks
pong.
in. He's hey guys, somebody put Big Buck Hunter in the corner here. I'll try it.
Hey, look, it's flashing up the top scores, and it's SHOTT.
Golden Tee? Hell yeah.
I love playing ping pong. They love playing ping pong. It's fun to watch these guys compete. It's fun to watch the interaction with the offense and defense, and watch the talking that goes on. The guys that can finish, that have maybe a 9-8 lead with 2 more points needed. It's fun to watch those guys step into that arena and compete at things that maybe the world doesn't know they're good at. And that's one of the cool things that Micah does. He thinks he's the best ping pong player in the building, and there's a handful of guys that would disagree with that.
Just giving a little ribbon to old Micah.
I did,
that's just
21-8. I beat him.
I was actually recently reading a book about like the battles in Rome, like the actual gladiator battles, and what they would do. True story. This is hundreds of years ago. True story. In between fights, they would play jacks.
Yeah.
They would just.
See, isn't it fun over here? Talking about Shotty?
They would, they would throw rings as they prepared to fight lions. Just to see these guys, because it was a chance to see them in a different arena, Okay, I got a couple quick ones for you. Here's Dak on this. The one problem I have is that Shotty's just Dak.
Yes,
and now
they are absolutely the same.
Now I'm
guy.
having to sort through both these guys who were like pretty, in my opinion, competent, but.
What was the safe thing? So earlier in this, you heard a cut where he's like, we might do free throws. I mean, the Stars are doing good, so we might do a little a puck,
right, but let's make sure it's a soft puck.
Soft puck. Don't want anybody getting injured with a hard puck.
And that's Dak for sure. Here, he let a rare dirty word slip, which the Cowboys edited out, so it doesn't sound cool. We can't beep it. But he quickly went back into Osteen mode.
Am I behind? No.
Oh, yeah. Somebody actually asked him, like, are you behind, like, in prep? Because, which I do think is a good question until you think about it, and then Dak answers it the way.
Am I behind? No.
How did you catch up?
Left the season early. I was hurt. Like, excuse me. Like, my off season started way earlier, so that's sorry. Yeah, sorry for the language, but yeah.
We're not. Yeah.
Jesus, I'm rattled.
I'm so sorry. I said a curse word.
Oh.
Yeah, he's doing a hell of a job.
Jotty.
He's doing a hell of a job. Great job in building the culture. I mean, look at him right there, seeing and dapping off guys, and that's him. You're gonna see him around.
Look at him.
The field, the locker room.
He's doing
preaching about competing every day, but not only that,
Yeah, he's dapping people up, man.
Did a bro hug. He doesn't just shake hands.
No.
Yeah, and I got a couple quick questions from CD here, and then we can take a quick pause. This for Dan. You remember? We need to talk about the tush push on the other side, but as far as all the NFL rules that are being discussed and changed, one of them was the swipe.
Oh no!
Oh, the finger sniff thing.
The finger snip gang affiliation, as Young Thug deals with his RICO charge. So of course we got to ask the man himself.
Have you decided on a new celebration for you?
Yeah, but I'm not showing y'all. Y'all gotta wait. I don't know if it's gonna get fined, so I gotta be careful with it. It's crazy.
It's crazy. So Dan, new seller.
Great question, Sod.
That is a great question, and this is a pretty standard question. But I think the last answer of CD's media availability is very telling, because last year he was not around at this time. The Cowboys were negotiating a hard-line contract with him to make him the highest-paid wide receiver not named Justin Jefferson. So he was asked.
This time last year, you were in a contract holdout and missed OTAs. And early in the season, you said that kind of affected some of the timing stuff. I mean, people downplay the importance of all this. How different is this for you being able to be here right away this year?
The last time I had OTAs in training camp was 2023.
Thanks, CD.
What did he say?
The last time I had OTs in training camp was 2023. Saying, you can just go look at my season when I had 135 catches for 1,749 yards, 12 touchdowns, and was an all-pro first-team selection.
Was because he was at OTAs and training camp, not because his starting quarterback was healthy for the whole year.
Yeah.
And that they had some pretty good running backs, and like he had a competent number 2 wide receiver.
They didn't have a competent 2 that year, though, did they?
They didn't?
Well, Cooks, I guess. But, yes, it was
more
definitely
than last
healthier.
year.
But I don't want to hear it from you, though.
Well,
wait, what do you mean you don't
I don't
want to
hear it from you because last offseason you correctly were like, when Jerry's like, I mean, you know what? He wouldn't even be playing in these games. Who gives a fuck if we sign him? And you were like, yeah, no, it probably doesn't matter. Probably just doesn't matter to have. And then, dude, I got a reality check for you on all this. Do you not remember what was going on before Dak got hurt? They were averaging like bottom 5 in the league offensive efficiency. They were dog shit last year with Dak. So, yeah, I think 2023, they said it. Now, what were they going to say? But 2 months into the season, they were like, oh, feels like we missed training camp.
You know what they should do is promote that OC.
Well, they did. But he wasn't really in charge. I don't know. I really can't punch myself out of this bag
Maybe
here.
if they all went and played paintball together. I think that might.
That honestly, that is so in the cards in the next month.
Dude, that's happening.
All right, before the quick break, let's just mention Ownwell. How's your internet? Is it working here?
The better question is, how's my internet at home? Because last night, now that I finished my Ownwell property tax win, where they got me $1,969 back. Last night I filled out the deal to have them check on all my bills.
Oh, yeah?
I did it. After last night, I was like, yeah,
what kind of a deal is that?
Haven't heard back yet, but it was last night, literally. I went on their website, filled all this out, and was like, yeah, why not? You guys are hot right now.
Now, from what I understand, because I haven't done that yet, I did the property tax thing. Once you do that, like, you don't have to do it every year, right?
That's what that's what I've learned from my friend
didn't you say
Blake.
it just popped out of nowhere? All of a sudden, they'll send you an email like, hey, we just saved you this on your phone bill.
Yep.
It works. Got a lot of people saving a lot of money. Ownwell.com/thedumbzone. Ownwell.com/thedumbzone. I don't know. We can pick a testimonial, but I've really never heard back from more people on a client saving money. Oh, my God. And, yeah, I did it myself. We saved quite a bit. And it's not even – you know what? Had they saved me $100, it would have been worth it because I did nothing.
Yeah.
In the old days of the tax protest thing, it's just not fun.
All right. We're pro Ownwell. Go Ownwell.
Pro Ownwell.
Oh, all right.
It's also not the name of the company, to be clear.
The Dumb Zone generic summer event. June 7th, Saturday night. Jimmy Nelson comedy. We need the Beehive to activate. Live bands, Grady Spencer, Prophets and Outlaws.
You're listening to The Dumb Zone.
Nice crossfade, bro.
It's tough, man. It is tough. Let's do a quick hit here on the Phillips 66 Big 12 Baseball Championship, returning to Globe Life Field May 21st to the 25th. Catch the action as top teams battle it out in Arlington for the conference crown. Tickets on sale now at globelifefield.com/Big12. And
that's a great one for kids. I have a buddy who's
top
taking
it off with this.
No puppet.
Yep, a guy who's taking like a whole youth baseball team. Get to go see Globe Life.
I know a guy who's taking a whole football team.
Do you? They're going to have an outing?
Dude,
Yeah.
I just get to know like Big 12 baseball. There's nothing like it.
Yeah.
The ping of the bat. I mean, really some of the best memories.
Look at them out there slapping each other's ass.
Yep.
That's a team.
That's a.
I'm so screwed.
See those guys?
That's a team.
That's how you do it right
that
there.
guy knows that guy's brother's name.
They're playing as one.
I bought everyone hot
you guys
dogs.
know?
I paid.
Do you remember when you first started hearing
Jumbo.
about gay marriage, and there was like a guy, your uncle or someone was like, "They're gonna let you marry a toaster," and you're like, "That's crazy." And now that guy thinks. Right now, I'm at the beginning stage of realizing how you guys are gonna handle this, and it's not a problem now, but I can tell it will be. Assholes.
You desperately need like a 3-0 start.
Oh my god, and that's pretty soft up front, fellas. Like this thing is
It's going to be a fun season.
This is absolutely building towards a 1-5 stretch after Thanksgiving that wrecks their season.
It's going to be great.
Oh yeah, wait a minute, Uncle.
It's time now.
The Thursday viewer mail follow-up extravaganza, inclement fossil thing.
We get lots of emails, and we like to read them to you now. It's brought to us. We'll make this whole thing by Early Bird.
Yeah, let's
Early Bird CBD. Let's all have a good thought for Early Bird and hope everything's going to go well.
That's right.
Got some new legislation.
And because of that, we have a new promo code.
Oh.
So why don't you load up with DZ20.
Do we really?
earlybirdcbd.com.
What does that get you?
20% off. If you have used the previous promo code before, this one's new for you. So, go into prepper mode. earlybirdcbd.com. Use the promo code DZ20. The reason, these have THC in them, which is why they're nice. 2.5 milligrams of THC. It's a perfect little gummy amount. They're not for you if you're taking a drug test. So, yeah.
No.
Early Bird.
You know that.
Some gummy thoughts.
You're into THC.
Some gummy thoughts.
You THC guy?
No.
Interesting.
No. Not at all.
We can talk about it more in the news if you want. Or do you want to talk about it now? We'll wait till the news.
Just
I do have
earlybird.com.
a quick gummy thought entry to the co-located word club, awry.
What word? What is that called?
This guy says the co-located word club, which sounds like what it's probably actually called for anchored words.
Okay, Scott says gamut.
Oh, yeah, Gamut's a good one.
Run the gamut?
Has that not been in there?
Has
We're
it?
not done?
Have
Run
we
the
done?
gamut feels like a... But yeah, that went awry.
Went awry?
Things went awry.
Something went awry.
You don't hear that often. That from Spencer.
I got one earlier today. I was cordially invited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's now
Hey, do you have that?
Very honored.
Can you pull the degree commercial up?
Yeah. Got a lot of feedback on that.
Okay, you got some as well?
Here's the degree commercial that I heard during Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp, obviously targeted at an audience that's a little different than me.
So we all make mistakes, right? But owning up to them, it's the right thing to do. But we all know Degree Cool Rush deodorant. Well, last year they changed the formula and it did not go over well with the fans. Degree's whole thing, it turns up sweat and odor protection when you turn up the effort.
You get the idea, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like What if you can read but not super well?
Yeah, and we're only doing one take of this.
Yeah, but it's that I believe that's actually by design because it's supposed to sound like authentic or natural or not like, oh, hello, decorate. They're trying this, whether it's working or not. But here's the end of the ad.
It's the same reason why people are not happy when the recipe was changed.
I mean, right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same reason why people are not happy when the recipe was changed. So listen, if you've never tried it, might be a good time to try. See what the fuss is about.
Head to your local Walmart or Target and try the OG Degree Cool Rush for yourself.
Yeah. And so my thought, the first guy, a black guy, trying to sound, not sound any type of way. He's just speaking, and he's speaking to a largely black audience, I would imagine. But the last guy there reading the tag, to me, sounded like all of the white kids that I grew up with and mostly bought weed from who were trying to sound like some of our friends who weren't white. Like,
head to your local Walmart or Target and try the OG Degree Cool Rush for yourself.
Like if you
So Blake said immediately, I think that's a black guy, and I did too.
Yeah.
You say that's a white guy.
Well, I now know it's not.
Oh.
But what I'm saying is I can picture a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly he wears a wife beater. I know exactly his tattoos.
He
I
has
know
a
exactly
SoundCloud.
how his probably. I know this person. And that's how they sound. There was one of them at rehab. His name, as I said yesterday, was just like many of the others I've met. It was Chaz. But, and despite the fact I got support from VJ Boyd of like, that's definitely a white guy trying to sound black, it's Jeff Teague.
Yeah.
It's Jeff Teague. And now that's obvious to me. But it sounds to me like a lot of the guys that I try to buy weed from, and they'd be like, and it's like, dude, come on, what are we doing?
There's a continuity error because it's a different voice actor. It seemed like this is someone they paid for the commercial,
right?
Or to at least read the tagline,
right? That's why I thought, why are they using Jeff Teague? He doesn't identify himself as Jeff Teague, but in any case,
yeah, that's what I got. One email that said it was Jeff Teague. I figured Jake was hip to Black's Twitter/NBA Twitter.
Jeff Teague has definitely had a big year. He's one of the best storytellers out there, and he played on a lot of teams. He's great.
I thought that was Jeff Heath.
No.
When I first heard it.
Jeff Heath. Blake played a clip for us from Lone Star 911 last week. Where a guy gets stuck in a cryo chamber.
No, you guys posted it on your.
Yeah, he gets stuck in a cryo chamber, and Rob Lowe tries to save him with chest compressions, but he caves him in like he's a glass table. Ryan emails and says that he watched every episode. Like, he got really into it.
Okay.
And he said it's got every cliche you can imagine. He also says this. I watched it originally for Rob Lowe. I'm not gay, but come on, it's Rob Lowe. I feel like that's extremely gay. Like, being like, oh, look,
I've been
Hugh Jackman's in another series. I got to be
there
right
are
there.
no guys that you've said, you know what, they're always good in something like.
Yeah, Walton Goggins, but
like if I see Rob Corddry in something, I'll watch it because it's probably good.
Oh yes, but if that were like Fabio, like Rob Lowe's cool, but isn't it because
he is hot.
He's hot. He said
that's why I watch the Lakers draft so I can see their GM, whatever his name is.
Pelinka.
Yeah, it's Rob too, right?
They should let Jay Moore do it. They got to put Jay Moore on the dais at some point. He says there's an episode with a bull at a car dealership in season 1. I feel like we might want to check that one out. But I remember hearing about this. This show moved from Fox to ABC because Fox canceled it. But he had a contract. And like ABC was somehow able to pick it up instead of canceling the show. But in that specific episode,
it was on Fox and now it's on. That's weird.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Or maybe the 911 franchise moved from Fox to ABC, but this one stayed because of Fox, because of Rob Lowe. But the point is, in that episode where that guy gives chest compressions to the frozen man, Rob Lowe was banging that guy's wife and was tried for murder.
Oh.
So we all thought it was insane. We're like, this is the craziest scene of television I've ever seen.
Oh, so it's even crazier.
And it's actually Rob Lowe was stooping that guy's wife.
All within one episode?
And they thought that he was like trying to kill him, so he actually... There was a murder trial.
We might need to watch that show.
I
Do
know.
we have the time?
Dude, there's like state fair episodes. And
oh yeah,
it's got to be great. It's got to be
the
great.
merry-go-round cranked up to 100.
Yeah.
And he's catching them as they fly.
Clayton
off.
gave us a good show. What was the show he told us to watch?
Yeah,
The
Tom
Segura
Segura
show.
has a new like action comedy thing.
So I
on-
watched the last. He told us
Aye.
it's 6 episodes. Watch the last one. I watched it last night. It was funny.
Was it?
Did you see it?
No, I've not heard good things.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I enjoyed it. It was 17 minutes. That's good. If you want to tell me to watch something,
That is good.
and it's 150 episodes, and they're all 49 to 58. Yeah, you're going to be like, it's tough. But this is 6 episodes. They're each like 17 minutes.
Yeah.
The first one I watched, I'm amused by, so I'm going to probably keep going. I'm going to plow through that whole thing. I'm going to binge watch them.
Dude, you know all the cool terms, man. You definitely are a
Thanks, man.
hip entertainment fella.
Scheduled text is something we were talking about recently.
Yeah.
And Ryan says, Uncle Hotmail, it's a game changer. During the Rose Bowl halftime show, I sat there and scheduled out happy birthdays and happy Mother's Day and all that bullshit for the entire year.
Wow.
I also send myself scheduled texts if I have to do something the next day or remember something for work. Or if I need to text my wife's mom for whatever reason, I schedule it for 5 a.m. so she thinks I'm up grounding. But I'm really sleeping till noon.
Man, if up till that last part I was on board, that's stolen valor. I used to get really mad because Jay Billis would do this. Jay Billis would post a Jeezy lyric at 5 a.m. every day and end it with "Gotta go to work." And I know he wasn't always. I know those were scheduled. Once I found out about him, because he'd be like calling a game in Hawaii or something, and you're like, "You were up."
So
No.
that's scheduling a tweet or something?
Yeah, it bothered the shit.
Can you
out
do
of me.
that by
Oh,
the time?
Yeah,
okay, I'm going to do that.
We do it all the time.
Yeah.
Most of our tweets are scheduled.
Really?
All right, I'm going to the gym on the way home today. And I'm going to take a quick selfie and then schedule it for tomorrow morning at 5:15.
5:15.
Well,
and just hashtag rise and grind.
Yeah.
5:13.
Gotta get it.
You don't want to look like you're cheating.
Yeah. That's
You can't do it on the 5s or 0s.
Blake's a.
Oh, okay.
And honestly, I feel like Jay
Oh, yeah.
Billis is used to be like 5:02.
Yeah.
And I think the gym opens at 5 because once I woke up, sporadic sleep.
Oh, yeah.
And I woke up at 4:30. I'm like, you know what? I should just go to the gym. I mean, I didn't, but I'm telling this
right.
great story about how I thought about going to the gym that early one day. So I looked up. Ashley says at the PGA, see Scotty?
I did. Go
Ashley
on.
says someone shouted "Fire Nico" after Scotty's tee shot at the 9th hole.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Saw a little chatter about that. It's nice.
I got a really long email. This could be my last one.
Ever?
No, just like of today. There's no way to read all of this, but it is from a man who identifies as a black man.
Yeah.
His name is Brian P. Basically, he says, "Love you guys. This isn't your fault. But I'm not sure." This is regarding Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, where I did declare what, the final word on everything, and I know what Angel Reese is thinking.
You were out there for sure.
And I know that none of the fandom around Caitlin Clark is because she's white. It's because she's this exciting, dynamic player. And my, evidence to support that is Seth Curry is not white, and the world fell in love with Steph Curry, sorry, because of the style of play. And if you do watch Caitlin Clark, it's incredible. I think it really stands out in a WNBA game. She's scooting around. She's doing this. She's moving off the ball. She's firing up logo threes.
No, it's
great.
intoxicating. Listen, there's a reason that Trae Young was a more exciting player in college than the NBA. You remember how obsessed ESPN? Because Trae Young in college, it looked like kind of how a WNBA game looks, where one guy doing that stands way out.
He was the next Steph. People
Yeah,
say.
I mean, dude, I saw Andrew Nimhart do this last night.
Yeah.
It's not common, but in the NBA now, it's different.
Weren't they measuring how far Trey was shooting at OU?
Put it on the screen.
Right.
It was crazy.
So anyway, Brian says, "Love you guys. This isn't your fault, but I'm not sure you really communicate a lot or with a lot of black women on a regular basis." So as a black man with many black women as friends, relatives, lovers, etc., I feel the need to shed some light on this thing.
Okay. If you go to my Twitter right now, I love her. You guys can see. Some years ago, I had a daughter with a black lady.
Yeah.
If that's what you wanted this to happen, that's where we are.
Yeah. Anyway, it is a lot about, just really good email about you don't kind of get it, and it's kind of silly to say that her being white has nothing to do with it, and I do have to agree with that.
Yeah, I find myself trying not to piss people off when it comes to this, because people will say, like, well, this one's not about race. But if you say, well, actually everything is, you sound weird. But when I say everything is, what I mean is just everything's about everything. But then we go story to story, and we're like, that one's about race. That one not so much. And I just don't think that works. And as a white male, it's like, how am I going to be like, hi, this is how I'd feel if I were a black lady? So I just kind of say, I don't know.
And a lot of things, though, and I think we all do it, but we project our own feelings upon what I think all of society is thinking, because I am a good barometer for every man. And I really don't think it has anything to do with it for me. I think if she was, and I believe Sudanese, but playing the way she, or Sudanese, really? Black people, extra black people.
Extra black people? I mean, frankly,
you told me
he's
yesterday
asking, the answer is yes.
You told me Steph was light-skinned, and that meant a different thing, perhaps, right?
Yeah, I think it generally has from a marketability thing. But yeah, I don't feel like I had the same opinion you did, and then the guy sent the email to both of us, so maybe I didn't state my point, accurately. I think it's definitely there's a race part of it, but I don't think that's all it. I think Angel Reese is an asshole. I think she's an asshole of a basketball player, which frankly I don't mind.
Oh, I love it.
But I
think she's great.
You have to know what comes with the territory, though.
But also, if she wasn't an asshole with this particular rivalry, I'm not sure you would know who Angel Reese is.
Yeah, there may
and my evidence, I will point to 100, 200, 75 other WNBA players. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I know there's lots. There's more than like 10. Yeah. Don't know how many teams there are, all that. Anyway, Brian ends with, in short, nothing wrong with y'all riding for your plain Jane bomber. It's just weird AF to pretend it's not because she's white. If incredible feats by women athletes were all it took to get white people interested, they would have stopped by the channel for Brittany Griner. I got to admit, I did. When I heard about Brittany Griner, this is a chick who could dunk, and I did. I'm okay. Let's watch some Brittany Griner.
But I think Jake said this the other day. Bigs are not that fun to watch.
No,
that's a big part of it.
And yeah, I didn't watch a lot of it. And then I learned she smoked pot, and I was like, I am out. I am out. Just in case run the ball guy Blake is made uncomfortable by these declarations of blackness, I will close with a list of white people I love.
All right.
This is very good. Yeah.
This is from Brian P. Tony Hawk.
Okay.
Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
Dirk. Ruth Buzzy.
Who?
That one scans. Yeah, you know that lady.
She lives in Southlake or Colleyville or somewhere. I've run into her. She's like a really old,
like a Catskills type.
Laugh-In. You've heard about a show called Laugh-In?
Yeah.
That was like popular before I was conscious of knowing what TV is.
Died 3 weeks ago.
Oh.
Are you guys going to be okay?
Oh. Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Tonight on Cirque.
Yeah, we got to
rundown
shuffle.
The one where Ruth Buzzy dies.
Who else?
Tonight.
Yeah. Who else?
Boy, I thought I had... Okay, Ruth Buzzy, Tom Hanks.
Fuck, that's good.
Josh Hamilton before he started freebasing. And the Juggy AT&T girl.
Melania Weintraub.
We can all come together.
This is a great list right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That covers them.
She's a Soviet. They're good people.
So he likes the most likable white people that exist on Earth, basically.
I got a few.
And Dan and Jake and Blake.
Yeah.
I mean, we fit right in with those guys.
Yeah. And Sirois.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't say he listens to Sirois.
Email back longer.
Jeez. Sorry.
Well, just add my name to the list, then it'll be a longer email.
Another anchored phrase or fossil phrase, whatever you want to call it, mongering.
No, I hate when everybody's always sex mongering. Yeah, how did that happen? Fear only.
We do have
What's the opposite of fear?
Fishmongers.
Oh,
and that was the only.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
Rob did say it's either fear or fishmongering. We have a submission from one of the Discord peeps. This is from Tyler, who sends this in for things that sounded dirty that probably weren't intended to be.
Look at this place. They've gone bananas.
So this is after...
Probably the 5-3.
I'm going to forget which goal it was. It was not from last night.
Oh, okay.
Look at this place. They've gone bananas. American Airlines Center is throbbing right now. The jet's coming all the way across the ice.
Yeah, a little add on
the
there.
second part.
I don't know why the broadcast cut off after that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Throbbing, and clearly a penis reference from our man Daryl. I was waiting last night again, Blake, with bated breath.
Man.
For a sounds dirty involving the Edmonton Oilers player with the last name Hyman.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they did highlight him for a few minutes there.
There has to be, as much ice time as that guy gets, there has to be a pops to Hyman.
Yeah. And weren't they showing that he had a record amount of hits?
Yeah.
11 hits. So I'm like, it's all right there.
It's going to happen. We're going to get
This
one.
is the time.
We need a name rate from Jake.
Okay.
Could you have Jake rate our daughter's name? Her name is Eleanor T. Drury.
What is Drury, her last name?
Yeah.
T is her middle name?
T-E?
Which is Vietnamese, spelled T-H-I.
Oh, I don't care how they spell it. That's a great name.
I like Eleanor. Yeah.
Eleanor's phenomenal.
Lenny for short.
Oh.
But you have a Nora, too, so you're into the classic. Those feel like
I should know this.
Early
is
1900s,
it Eleanor?
right?
Like, is it short? It's just Nora.
Mm-hmm. Nora June.
That's solid.
That's a
strong,
sweet name.
3 straight 4-letter names. Quick, efficient.
Yeah, sure.
Nora June Kemp.
That's cool.
And then my final one, which is also a long email, but it's from Dummy Grant, who, a little backstory, Sirois, I ran into a psychic in the wild who was quick to tell me she was a psychic.
You didn't walk into her establishment
No.
with a neon palm out front?
No, we were waiting in line at a carnival, which I guess I was asking for it to run into a psychic by being there. But I just had a few confusions over. She said she was divorced. How'd you not see that coming?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She was a smoker, so I guess you must know you're
Yeah,
not going to get lung
she's good.
cancer, so you're good there. Grant said that his new mother-in-law, is a psychic.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. That's
He's got some stories. So his father-in-law recently lost his wife, was in a down place, had some friends take him out to a bar, and this lady approaches him and says, "I have a strong sense that I need to come talk to you tonight." They were engaged 2 weeks later.
Dude, that is just vulnerable, such a wounded animal.
Yeah.
Anything walks over and you're like, okay,
And
I'll listen.
Yeah, you're going to believe anything she says.
Oh,
Is he a man of wealth and taste?
I read on. She pulled a Dax fiance and said that they cannot stay in his current house because
spirits.
of the ex-wife's spirits were alive in the house and were not pleased with the living arrangement. They built a new home, and Psychic Lady goes from low-income apartment to a new build in 2 years.
It's not me.
It's
the
them.
spirits are
Yeah.
not pleased.
Yeah.
I'm fine with this whole setup.
You
This
have
is
to.
great.
These ladies are being catty.
You have to feel this in here.
I know
right?
you can't hear them, but
Yeah.
they are up to no good.
Yeah.
Plotting against us. I see why you left them.
Grant says, so a few things that she's missed on recently.
Oh, he's tallying.
This is
his new stepmommy.
She asked for a photo of me the first Thanksgiving we met. She says, oh, wow, he is an old soul and quite a bit older than his wife. Grant is 28, she's 27.
Well,
she says, I can tell that you're an only child. Grant says, I'm the oldest of 4. She says, he did not grow up around here and traveled really far to be in Austin. He says, I came from Grapevine.
Well, it's relative.
The best would be the audio of the cover job after that. Oh, I can tell you're an only child. I'm the oldest of 4.
But you felt
well,
as if
yeah.
in that time
No.
when you were
I know.
alone by yourself.
Yes. You felt alone.
Yeah.
A lot.
I feel like
well, yeah.
You felt alone.
I feel like this is a
Wait. So this is mother-in-law.
Mhm.
Okay, this is his wife's.
Yes.
Okay. I was thinking it was his.
Yeah. Okay.
Stepmom, but
I feel like this next one is sort of the plot of a TV sitcom because they took her to an escape room.
That's hilarious.
Should be easy.
Should be easy, right?
Just
there,
bam.
There was a pencil box on the desk. She picked it up 3 minutes into the session and did not put it down, saying, "I can feel this is important in helping us get out of here."
No.
Grant says there was no importance of that fucking pencil box.
Can you imagine having to humor this lady? Like, this is worse than Jordan Belichick. If you're Steve Belichick, I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
dude, this
because they're convinced they have this divine power or whatever.
and like
That's incredible.
this could happen. It probably couldn't happen to Dan, but like this could have happened to Vida in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
You meet somebody and they're like, "Hey, I'm a soothsayer." And you know, again, this is how old people get scammed. You want assurances and certitude. This lady thinks she has it. She also probably gives like incredible head.
I was gonna say it could happen to me.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying this guy's
Jugs.
old. His
Yeah.
wife leaves him. He's down, and he's like, "All right."
The little gypsy outfit, Jugs hanging out, Dan.
Why not?
Oh yeah. Do they believe, or do they know that? Is that a 50-50? Do some of them believe that they're being honest?
You're asking, do they know they're scamming people?
I don't think they do.
Or is it subconscious? Is it something you've done for so long?
Dude, you never
that-
had like a kind of weird girlfriend that felt like they were like doing energy with crystals and fucking aligned with the universe? They're
Yeah.
not faking that. It may be bullshit, but it's not.
Why does it feel like Jake has had more of those girlfriends than we have?
Because I have.
Yes.
Like, well, why is that?
But there's also a line between like horoscopes and crystals and all that shit versus I can read your future.
Yeah, but it's not that-
convince you to give me money to do so.
You think that's a thick line? Because I don't. Maybe that's the difference. I don't think it's that thick at all.
I bet Vida's been to a.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and you know my backstory here with my
Yeah.
wife's family. I have voodoo family.
Yeah.
My wife's stepmom, I believe, I don't know if it's still, but gets her palm read like it's an appointment for a massage. It's regular.
Like some people who have a personal trainer every week.
Or a
She's like-
therapist.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what she does.
And then he says, "I'll end with my biggest gripe."
Wow.
Now, keep in mind, Dummy Grant just got married. I think his wedding was in January. He said...
Slam Queen, right?
Yes. Yes, Quarantine Slam Queen. Asta. Says... his sister's... I'm confused of who this is. His sister's brother brings home a girlfriend at Christmas. Psychic lady says they have a great spiritual connection and that she, the new girlfriend, will need an invite to the upcoming wedding. Now, that... as you know, Jake, takes a lot. The extra invite is a lot of pressure. Asta had
And
rearranged.
so she does that in front of everybody?
Now they have to. Yes.
Yeah. Like, yes.
So
that is not her place.
So Grant says my wife has to rearrange the head table, pay for the extra plate, blah, blah, blah.
Stencil another stone with their
Sure.
name on it.
Not only does she not show, he, the brother, doesn't even show, which screws the math of the wedding party. But it begs the question, how did she not see that one coming?
Yeah. That'll work.
Oh, my God.
That'll work.
That's incredible.
All right, well, there it is.
The Thursday viewer mail follow-up extravaganza inclement fossil thing.
Dun, 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 dun.
Before we go to news, we did want to highlight Underdog Fantasy.
Yeah.
Underdog, it is it's kind of like fantasy sports.
Yes.
But you go there and you pick a couple of different people in sports, and then you pick like some categories, like whether it's points, rebounds, assists, that kind of thing, and then you pit them. They'll give you like an over-under on a number, okay? And then you pit them against someone else. It could be in the same sport. It could be in the same game. It could be a different sport. But then you just pick an over-under. It's, I don't know. Do they have over-unders in golf?
Absolutely.
Scotty doing whatever?
Yeah.
So, and then pit them against each other, or kind of with each other, right, as a parlay.
Yeah.
And then if you get them both right, you can win even more. Or if you make it 3, you'll win even more. It's a lot of fun, actually. Yeah.
I love Underdog. It's great.
It is. I've been playing quite a lot lately. Download the app. The promo code is DUMBZONE to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. The promo code is DUMBZONE. And here's how I can tell you that Underdog Fantasy improves your sports watching experience. I simultaneously watched 3 sporting events in completion last night. I watched Knicks Pacers, I watched Rangers Yankees, and I watched Stars Oilers. Now, we didn't win on the night.
No. What'd you
Now,
have?
initially, I think I started with 100 bones, and by some random chance, I was up to like $800.
Ew.
We're back down to 100.
Yeah.
But last night, we were a Pascal Siakam rebound, point, or assist in overtime from cashing in for about $700. Because I'd already hit the Yankees pitcher strikeout over, Jalen Brunson points,
Jesus.
Jake
over
Ottinger
Brunson?
saves. I had all 3 games tied together.
Was Brunson 28.5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was locked in, and it was so much fun. I was watching the Ranger game late solely to see if those would pay off. It's a lot of fun.
You get some late sweats, dude. When you
It's
need
so
one
much-
rebound,
Dude, and
you're
how
just
about
like,
this?
Jesus, please.
Did you see how Knicks Pacers ended, Dan?
Oh, my God.
What happened?
Amazing.
Okay, so I don't even know the numbers, but I was watching it live. The Pacers were down like 14 with 2 minutes left.
Yes.
And they just start drilling threes and forcing turnovers. So now they get to a point where they get the ball back down 2 with, 6 or 7 seconds, Blake?
Yeah.
I am sitting at 27 on a 28.5 for points, rebounds, and assists for Pascal Siakam. I'm at 27.
Okay, this is...
And Halliburton, they're down 2, runs down the floor, tries to shoot a 3. The ball hits the back of the rim, bounces about 10 feet high, and comes back down through the net.
Yeah,
and I'm
after the
like,
buzzer.
okay, game over, buzzer beater. The Pacers just walk this off. I'm going under. They look at it, it's a 2. And I'm like, holy shit.
Toenail on the strike.
Overtime.
Yeah, and then you're good.
Easy. I need 1 rebound and 1 point for overtime. He doesn't touch the ball in overtime. I got gifted 5 more minutes, and he didn't touch the ball. But it was a great night of sports.
Download the Underdog app, sign up with promo code DUMBZONE, unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Promo code is DUMBZONE. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit npcgambling.org in Arizona. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Here's Jake with the Dumb Zone News.
Did you see what the New York crowd's calling Halliburton now?
I've seen a couple plays on this. What do you
Yeah,
got?
my favorite, the Haliban.
The Haliban is really good, but I was asking the homies this morning, like, am I too old to see the obvious Halliburton 9/11 thing? Because, like, in 2000 to 2004, that was a hot topic in America.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we went to war so that Halliburton could rebuild. But I think that makes me an old man. I told you guys.
Did Halliburton do well after? Are they doing great?
You know what? They bankrupted after Iraq. That was such a they misread the market.
Because I haven't heard about him since then.
Yeah.
I just assumed they're doing
Halliburton,
awesome.
after that shot, did the Reggie Miller choke move, too, to
It was
the New York crowd.
Dude, it was so awesome.
Yeah.
And
The
the Knicks
double
straight
hand.
up folded in overtime. And I want the Knicks to win, to be honest. That's like the best rooting interest I have left, frankly. But it was sick. It was a
You're not
great
rooting
night
for
of sports.
Carlisle?
No, I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah.
I told you guys I went to a kindergarten awards ceremony, I think is what it was called, on Monday. Pretty peaceful. But yesterday morning, this morning in Fort Worth, at a kindergarten ceremony / graduation at South Hills Elementary, we had a fight and a stabbing. The police
What
had to be-
city?
Fort Worth.
Oh, wow.
Not a great part of town, South Hills. During the school's outdoor awards ceremony, we have 2 adults in an altercation and one person stabbed and taken to the hospital.
Okay, at least it was adults.
Right.
It wasn't kindergartners fighting and stabbing each other. They grow up so fast.
Yeah.
You don't often hear about the fight away from sports.
Yeah.
The parent fight. Like that
Especially like a morning alcohol induced, alcohol will help fight.
Sure.
Because sometimes you see the wedding.
Why did you just trump?
Did I?
Alcohol will help with fight. THC in Texas.
What's the story?
Okay, so I know the story as it reads, which is that obviously there was a bill in the House that passed Wednesday night, and that one. Well, the original House bill was not as restrictive. It wouldn't full stop ban all THC products. There was, there was some restrictions
That's
on
a
it.
yay.
That was a yay, but that's not what passes. The Senate passes their bill, and the Senate's bill is straight up, we're done.
What's up with that?
So I was trying to look at when does this go into effect, or what's the way forward here. So I stopped by my shop on the way here, and the guy, I think, who works there, it's a pet shop type vibe,
Mm-hmm.
It's a vape store. Mike knows.
Yeah.
I was like, so what's good? What are we up against here? And he's like, it's not even in effect yet. I was like, okay, well, when is it? Can we stock up? What should I do here? I like giving you guys a little business. What do we do?
Right.
And he's like,
this pandemic toilet paper? Do I need a whole
he's
back
like,
room?
it's not a big deal yet. And I'm like, all right, well, you
So
don't
he's all
seem to have
cool.
any urgency here, so I'm not freaking out.
Yeah.
But he's
Okay,
like,
then we should.
The
he
flight
was
attendant's
like,
not
no,
freaking out.
But what's
so.
sure is it's gonna happen. He's like, it just has to go back to the House, and then they'll go back to the Senate. He's like, it's just gonna take a little bit of time. So that's where it stands right now. There is something that I've been made aware of called the Texas Compassionate Use Program.
Okay.
That I think might be like a medical situation. Yeah. I have an appointment. I'll report back.
So does Texas have medical?
I'm about to find out.
Okay, because I've always heard
I don't think so.
like
but
Oklahoma does.
Yeah, we'll see.
Or
this
is it
is like support animals? You just have to convince someone that that's what it's for.
Yeah,
My
and there's
mental
usually
health,
people
things like-
that'll do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's
Like if you need someone, an economist to come in and say that this new stadium is going to be great for the community, you can find one.
Sure.
If you need a doctor to say that
Yeah.
It's a weird
the stress of what you're going through warrants a medical card, you'll find one.
Obviously the headwinds we're dealing with here are that gummies and the way that pot is consumed not by flour is way more popular now.
Yeah.
And that creates dosing issues because previously you could get better weed, but you pretty much knew to get higher I just have to smoke more weed.
I was not against.
Whereas gummies.
So in the beginning of the gummy world, somebody brought me back. Early Bird is 2.5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Milligrams, grams, milligrams.
Milligrams.
The biggest. I guess somebody brought me back stuff from Colorado. And you might say 10 is just a common. Somebody will go with 10, and that's a lot for some people, not a ton for some. But basically, 10's kind of a good starting point, I think. Or a good gauge. Even if you're into the 2.5, 10's not going to kill. You're not going to, be puking, projectile vomiting type thing. But in Colorado, they would sell a piece of 100,
Yeah.
or an 80, or a 50, and they all were the exact same size, and that was the problem. It's kind of like chips in Vegas or something. You don't know that I'm spending $2,000 here because it's the same as the $2 one. So I thought that was bad. I saw that early on, and then I think I went to California, and they said, "Oh, these are all regulated to. You can only have 10 milligrams per any piece. So if you sold a pack of that says it's 100, it'd be 10 piece. Like nothing could be bigger than 10, and I like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just because then you would at least have some kind of a gauge. Whereas now, I think it's kind of like every state's different, though. And just whether a piece is 50 or 10, or that's a big difference. A big difference sometimes.
They have the drinks, too, with like 100 in them, and there's like lines on them, like, drink this much for 10. But how many people just chug the thing?
Or don't really know, don't read it.
I went on a cowboy trip to Seahawks game, and I wasn't doing any THC, so I didn't need it, but someone in our media family was very excited to bring back a shitload of gummies, and I fully supported it, and I was kind of laughing about it. I helped them at the store, but because the plane, you know how the planes are different? I mean, there is security, but it's not.
Yeah, they're not searching
exactly.
Dez.
So, and you do your bags, you had to check from the hotel into the bus that would be on the plane, basically. It's very shoddy how they do the airplane security, but they kind of do it. And you have to line up all your bags, and then they bring the dog by, and they're just looking for bombs. I'm quite sure, which that discussion of, what do you smell? What is this dog for? Are they for everything, or are they just
Did
for
somebody freak
explosive? No, but it was funny when I saw the guy put his bag down, and the dog, I'm like elbowing him like, oh shit, you're about to get. And then I'm like, half the team probably did the same thing. Just load up, and these bags are packed with gummies and shit anyway.
But I also think, and I'm pro pot. I'm pro.
Yeah, I am too.
Legalizing that and all that. But there is a thing. It's like if they put grain alcohol or beer or anything in a Sunny Delight pouch thing, I think that'd be bad. And
so
they have some of these gummies are in literally it looks like a little Now and Later pack or something. Like it looks like candy.
Yeah. I know, but I think
what can we do here?
We're kind of talking about a couple different things, I think, because now we're talking about somebody mistakenly eating it, right? The Skittles or the
either
Jolly
a kid
Rancher.
doing it, or you just accidentally eat 100 when you're.
Well, the eating 100 thing, the wrapper doesn't matter because you're trying to get high and you just didn't read the label. That's a separate deal. But both
they do
are
make
a
it
problem.
hard to get into these days, from what I've understood.
But there is alcohol. They actually do make like Sunny Delight alcohol pouches, and to me, it's
do they really?
Yeah, but even if it weren't that, it's that alcohol is just ingrained, no pun intended, in a way that it's like, well, yeah, it's 21 and up, so it's safe. But they were saying like, oh, these stores can't be close to schools because the one I go to is next to a school. But it's also next to that school? A convenience store where I see guys buying alcohol at 7 a.m. every day.
Yeah.
So I don't. It's kind of playing catch up with alcohol, and culturally it never will be. But
I mean, it's one of many things that don't make sense. You're going to ban vapes that are fruity flavor, yet we're going to make this
right with the rainbow.
You're
wrapper.
you can't have Joe Camel because that appeals to kids, but we can put this in a candy packet. So it's just more illogical.
Helping the case of Dan Patrick and Greg Abbott is that case from Prosper last week at a graduation party. 2 arrests have been made of fellow teens. Now, they don't even actually state the reason for it. It's still just suspicion that it might have been THC gummies, and we got a couple emails about that too. One of the funniest things, this happens to us a lot, Mike, or me. Somebody will send us an email, and I don't know, I think everybody thinks they've lived a bigger life than they have because it feels huge to you. But there'll be times when people will send you something or email you something, and they're like, does this person not know who I am? And it was like, somebody sent this long email describing what can happen if you get too high. And I'm like, I'm a drug addict. I've literally, he's like, if you took enough edibles, you could be throwing up. You could get really high from that stuff.
Well, I'm the one that said, could you? I didn't know that you could throw up and stuff.
Oh, well, I don't know. The way the email, of
there's
course,
probably
you
a
just get
level of
dizzy.
anything.
Yeah. Or somebody else. It's just like some breakdown of how something works.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, no, I know.
I know.
But I've done some really shady shit. Save it. But these 2 people were arrested in Prosper. Again, there were 8 people taken to the hospital. And the charge is manufacture and delivery of a controlled substance, which is a first-degree felony. And something I've also heard about, which is that if you have THC concentrate or what do they call it, tincture, that they will you will get hit with a controlled substance charge, which makes no sense, but that's what it is to them, and that's a much bigger deal. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I hate to have those kids' life ruined over, like, I'm the guy who showed up with the weed, but I'm also not that in tune with criminal justice right now and, like, what sort of time. Like, are you going to jail if you're 18 and you show up with all the weed and 8 dorks go to the hospital?
But then, I don't know, 20 years ago, people were, or it was a funny part of a movie of spiking the punch at a dance.
Oh, I know.
You guys don't watch The Studio, do you?
You know what? I'm 4 in, maybe.
I think it's awesome.
Are you talking about the cookie chocolate scene?
Yeah, the mushroom.
I didn't see that yet.
Okay.
I mean, I saw the clip.
It's the same idea, though, that because Seth Rogen's an idiot and he screws up everything.
Yeah.
But he's also the head of a movie studio. I think it's funny as hell, and there's so many, like, the one-shots are incredible. But
makes me very nervous.
But at the season end party, whatever, he gets mushroom chocolates for everyone. He misjudges the dosage, and he thought they were all 10 milligram or whatever, and they're all just massive, and he almost kills half of his employees. And
you know that's happened.
Huh?
You know that's happened. Some guy's like, yeah, I'm gonna be the cool guy. I got everybody here. At
Oh,
my,
yeah.
You know.
Well, he's like that. He wants to be the cool guy
Right.
so bad. So he tells Zoe Kravitz, he's like, we got an old school 80s Hollywood buffet over there. And she's like born in the 90s. She has no clue what that means. She just goes over and starts pounding chocolate. And he's like, I told you it was an 80s Hollywood buffet. She's like, I don't know what that means.
So I like the show. I don't want to be accused of I'm just going to hate everything KT tells me to watch and then rip him.
Yeah.
But Seth Rogen is an annoying person, an annoying actor sometimes, and that he is extremely miscast. If he was cast as the guy who got that job because he's the nephew of the guy who started Metro Goldwyn Mayers, then I'd say, okay, that fits. But he ostensibly he gets promoted to that job because he's the next guy and he's very good. He would never act like he is a total screw up.
And see, this is why Dan is a very good storytelling critic. That would not have jumped out to me, but that just ruined the show to me. Because it's true. It doesn't make no sense. The show starts with he loves film so much, he's grinding, he's moving up, and then they give him the job, and every single thing he does, he screws up.
He's just a buffoon.
You're right.
Yeah.
I won't watch another episode.
So it just really bothers me. I like the show, but he wouldn't act like that. If somebody with that demeanor would never have risen to this level.
I think, but they're all...
If he's scared to go talk to these are going to be ballsy. These are going to be Rob Pelinkas. They have confidence. They're going to walk through life because slaying it. And he is just like this dork. It's the dork caper movie. The guys like us who decide we're going to pull off a heist, and then all the hijinks that follow.
Right.
It isn't actual hardened criminals doing it. It's weird.
Well, it's a comedy, so I think they're caricatures.
I know, but still,
and
he doesn't fit.
I'm kidding. I like it. It just makes me nervous.
Their point might be that all these studio heads are idiots, but we all look at them like, oh my God, he's the studio head, so they think...
Now maybe I'm back in. The executives suck,
he'd at least act differently. He would be an idiot, but he would act with confidence then. I'm going to go tell this guy this, and I will tell Ron Howard this. Mm-hmm. But because he thinks he's not an idiot.
Right.
We've all had bosses who we think are idiots, but then they didn't perceive themselves as, I don't know.
So you guys got through is the first episode the Kool-Aid Man or the?
I've seen quite a few of them.
He has to do a movie about Kool-Aid, and then he gets.
Yeah, that's the first episode.
Okay.
With Scorsese.
Yeah, and then Scorsese wants to do a Jonestown movie.
Right.
He's like, can we?
And I love
Kool-Aid?
Ike. That guy's always been.
Who?
Ike? Is it Barinholtz?
Who is that? The second in command dude? Or?
Yeah. That guy's crazy. He's been crazy funny and everything, and I can't remember what any of it is, but he's been in a bunch of sketches I've liked before.
Yeah, I like his second guy.
Yeah.
I think it's funny.
I love the girl,
she's fantastic.
The PR lady.
Yeah.
She's
been in a bunch of stuff we watch,
Yeah, Step Brothers, and
she's awesome.
The witch lady from whatever that is, with the wink meme.
All right, there's your news.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
The dumb
I don't know that she's attractive.
Agatha explains it all. Is it?
Yeah. I don't know that she's attractive, but I want to do bad stuff to her. There's something about her that's very weird.
Max confidence.
Real weird.
Yeah.
Anyways.
That reminds me, One Day Doors and Closets, fully finished, cabinet-grade paint.
Mike?
Their install includes everything, handles, hinges, any other hardware needed. Everything is done. One Day Doors and Closets can replace every interior door in your house in one day.
And they, much like, I don't know, a consultant, they heard the last time we had Mike Sirois with us, he highlighted how much these doors can keep sound in, and they added that to the copy point.
Oh, really?
That is now,
I'm helping.
That is now an official copy point.
Solid doors, they keep the noise out better than hollow doors or the sound in. That's right. 3D measuring technology. They make a digital blueprint of your existing frames. They custom cut the doors to fit in the frames. They do the work right in the truck outside at your curb, and they'll bring them in. 940-969-4790.
OneDayTexas.com/promo30. I told you guys this last week, but I have a little list for gifts ideas, so I'm not pressed when it's time. This is a great one to add to your gift list. Wife, mom, whatever. See, not everybody's lucky like Mike Sirois. He comes home every day and tells his mom he replaced the doors, and she's blown away.
Brand new. Look at this thing. Brand new.
But not all of us are so lucky. So for that, you have One Day Doors at One Day.
Oh, nice.
Well, I was doing it.
The Dumb Zone presents Today in History.
Tom.
Oh, is Tom joining for this? Tom, you could join for this, or just closing. Well, you could. You probably know. You could just chime in whenever you want.
Tom, was your house on Pool Kings? Did I see on Pool Kings?
What's that?
You know the show Pool Kings, where they put an incredible pool with water features?
It does look like a Pool
slide?
Kings pool. What is this gym out here, right?
Yeah.
That's
okay.
Yeah, he built his own gym.
There's a sauna too.
It's
He said it's
huge,
not functional right now, but
She just bought a bunch of new equipment.
The sauna's still not functional?
The sauna. The sauna's
that's why I was
functional.
confused. We're going to another place for the sauna.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's functional.
Because I thought last time it was something you were working on something. I don't know what we're doing.
No.
Let's start this all over.
Like
I'm Dan McDowell.
Okay.
I'm Blake Jones.
So one viewer mail birthday today. Greetings, Bracket Dan. Please wish DF Brown a happy 30-something. Blake and Dan are his leaders.
Take that.
It's gotta hurt.
I just, as a guy who likes chemistry, vibes, and dinners, I'm happy for you guys, and I lift you up.
Sarah Hepela and Vibrator Sit-In Amy are his beaters. So pass on those digits. He was not woken up in that special way because he's been saving up for his river trip this weekend, primed to mash some gash.
Whoa. At the river?
He has smoked several cigarettes with Jake, and he thinks they are genuinely friends, so you can have Jake tell him that he ain't that great. This is from Hutch.
Oh, and whose birthday is it?
P1 or DF Brown.
That ain't coming to...
You don't know anyone named Brown? Today is Thursday.
I do know Tanner, though. Good.
May 22nd. And on this day, in 1961, the Top of the Needle restaurant in the Space Needle in Seattle opened as the first ever revolving restaurant.
Oh, hell yes.
Is there one up in Dallas? Does it revolve?
No, not anymore.
Never been.
It does?
No.
Did they close it down?
No, there's a restaurant up there, but it doesn't revolve, from what I heard.
Did it used to?
Yeah, it used to.
When I was a kid, that was
Whoa, it moved. It's shocking that we got fired from our previous job, but we did a segment on the revolving restaurants of the world.
And I think that's a good bit.
So you're familiar with the Space Needle?
Oh, yeah, the Space Needle for sure. But I think it was, China.
What about Hank's Look Around Cafe?
I didn't see that. Was that Cleveland?
No, that's on the Larry Sanders Show. Hank Kingsley started his own restaurant that revolved, but then things went awry. Didn't work that well.
It went awry.
Yeah.
There's less than you think, but there's
How many do you think I think there are? I would have said, maybe a dozen.
Okay, maybe it's read about what you... For some reason, I think 11 is the number, but that might be very wrong.
Okay. But you were thinking hundreds.
Yeah,
I mean,
think
who wouldn't?
I think
One
I
in every
thought
city.
over
Yeah.
50 revolving restaurants in the world.
Can I just say there's very few things that I think are more cirque than the idea of a revolving restaurant. Everything's
I do like
just
a nice. All right, I'm gonna look it up. You keep going.
kind of whimsical.
I'll get you your good number.
The waiters all have capes.
So it's the same,
but
except it's kind of moving around.
You say in the world like that would help you, but it seems like a very American idea
No.
to just turn while you eat.
I think it is
you're
China
wrong.
or
Yeah.
we're the home of revolving
Well, I didn't
restaurants.
think Africa had one.
Dude, you need to.
Oh. It's hard to get the exact number of revolving restaurants globally. It's estimated there are over 100. See?
Don't you think
They're more than you think.
More than you think.
The fact that your restaurant is on Earth,
Yeah.
I mean, isn't every restaurant a revolving restaurant?
All right, buy one get one free.
Brought to you by
guys.
Early Bird CBD.
No, you're right.
Oh, Lithuania has one.
On this day in 1964, President Lyndon B. Johnson, who was named after a highway,
Or a Spanish sex act.
outlined his goals of his great society, saying that it rests on abundance and liberty for all and demands an end to poverty and racial injustice.
And we get there by killing
Woke.
Kennedy.
Woke. I miss America the way it used to be. Oh, wait, that's from the way it used to be.
Right around
My bad.
20 revolving restaurants in the United States. And only one in the state of Texas now. The Tower of the Americas, San Antonio. Our last.
We didn't even go.
I know.
We were just there.
Just
we had
there.
the opportunity.
Jake blew our budget on the homeless guy that did push-ups.
Yep.
We could have had.
Yep, the whole dinner budget. Then we
I
had to
could have
get-
had. Yeah.
Then we had to eat
piece of
taquitos.
salmon. Like my first bite, I would have been looking at the Alamo Dome.
No, guess what?
And then my
SeaWorld.
last bite, yeah, it's incredible. I could have sworn I was just looking at the Alamo Dome.
No, look again, Dan McDowell.
On this day in 1992, Johnny Carson hosted The Tonight Show for the last time after a 30-year run.
I remember that.
I know you remember this story, Jake. 2002, on this day, the remains of Chandra Levy were found in a Washington park. She was an intern who had disappeared more than a year earlier. In fact, it was about September 8th or so.
Fall, I know that. She was the one Chandra that was too Levy, Blake.
On this day in 2003, Annika Sorenstam becomes the first woman to play in a PGA Tour event in 58 years.
Do you know what I think of when I think of that? Donovan was the Bone brother at the time. Do you guys remember the song that they did?
No.
It was hilarious. It was, what's the, I see you walking down the street. What is that melody? What is that song? It was something
Talking
like
in your
that,
sleep?
and it was extremely misogynistic, and it was hilarious. And they just ran it on 93.3, wacky FM, where it's like, I know you're sitting down to pee.
Oh.
And then it was just like real, I think they used titties in it. It was great. Early aughts FM radio, folks.
That's interesting,
It was
because
a
I did
very
a
different time.
I don't remember the song, but I did a Annika to Adam Sandler's Hanukkah song.
Oh.
Very good.
And it was all about, but I don't know that it was misogynist. That doesn't
Probably
sound
not.
like me.
Probably
No.
not. It's just about her game.
Well, she missed the cut at the Colonial. Cut. TC on this day, the first woman's basketball coach to make over $1 million. When Pat Summitt signed her new deal for $1.125 million per year.
What a time. We all lived.
Did she make more at that point than Buddy Ryan? Is the question. Did she make more in her whole career than Buddy Ryan?
Yes, without a doubt. I have no idea what this is.
Because I was looking at current coaches' salaries. They're not necessarily public, so it's only estimated that Shoddy is like $4 to $5 million.
Yeah, it's about. I think
And
they thought McCarthy was.
Andy Reid's like $20 million.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, McCarthy would have absolutely been minimum $10 million worth, maybe 15, just with his resume. And
Yeah, but I think they were paying him like 6 or 7 or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't a lot. Yeah.
the point is, The Cowboys really do cheap out on head coach.
Who needs?
Where the thought always is the Cowboys. They would spend like the Yankees, but they're hamstrung. They can't because of the
pie.
Yeah, the
cap.
hard cap and all that kind of stuff. So this is the place where you do spend more. Would be with your coaches and scouting and whatnot, but they don't.
Scouting.
Think about it.
They're paying.
I said think about it.
I am.
I'm thinking about it. And this is a whole day of Cowboys slander. Like they're paying
I'm just
Will
pointing
McKay.
out facts. And on this day in 2020, Full House star Lori Loughlin and her husband pled guilty to paying $500,000 to USC as part of a college admissions bribery scheme. She would spend 2 months behind bars.
Did she do like a How Prison Changed Me? I hope so. Varsity Blues.
Other birthdays today. Former Sooner Marcus Dupree is 61.
Great 30 for 30.
Anthony Richardson is 23.
Damn, dude, we didn't even talk about Jimmy Irsay today.
Yeah.
Let's go tomorrow.
Just an absolute treasure trove of Hall of Fame tweets.
Write down NFL talk tomorrow.
We got flag football. I wanted to get
We
you
got
to
the
weigh
tush
in on that
push.
today, but we didn't have time. What do you? Okay, quick. But by the way,
I know.
I'm watching it for you, Saroy.
Look at the size
That's
of
a mud
that
dauber.
stinger.
It's a
I
mud
don't
dauber. It
think
will not
so.
sting you. Yes, it is.
I don't trust it.
I'm very familiar with it. Tom?
Dan, we
Mud
did
dauber?
not.
They don't sting.
They can sting.
I can see the stinger
it doesn't-
on the back of
I don't want it to land on me.
Zero
It's not.
sting.
The
in
weird
11
dynamic
years.
here is you think we haven't been around these things our whole lives. Maybe we've been wrongly scared of them our whole lives.
Maybe so, because
But-
I live among them.
Yeah, I know.
They are my people.
And I don't want them. I don't want them now, just like I didn't want them 30 years ago. Anyways, Mike, the idea that they're going to play flag in 28.
Yep.
Justin Jefferson or
You
Micah.
can just open the door. He'll fly right out.
No, he's
Seriously.
not going to fly right
He
out.
will.
I get a lot of focus. Yeah, you got a good catch and release moment right here.
Oh, we got
Hurry,
these
Mike. Watch out.
child-proof.
Your arm's out
It's
there.
not going to hurt you.
Go ahead, little buddy. There you go.
Guide him out.
Swing him out of there.
Yo.
Holy shit,
Close
he did.
it. Close it.
That's what I said.
Nice.
You just
It worked.
Okay.
You don't have to kill every insect.
As someone who
Oh, I don't
knows
kill any.
knows the rules of flag football,
Yep.
knows how hard it is to pull flags if you're not
Okay,
used to it,
so the
and
question
how
is-
tall most NFL players are.
Yep.
They go right now, tomorrow. The U.S. Olympic team right now, or the national team, destroys a team of the best 15 NFL players.
I say yes. Tomorrow, yes. No training, no planning, just
Yes.
skill alone, then yes.
And the
team
problem
that
I
knows
think
what
they're going to
doing
have
will-
is that these people are not going to quit the NFL to play flag football. They're going to be going back and forth from tackling and you know what flag guarding, this lame penalty?
Oh yeah.
If somebody tries to grab your flag and you hit their hand, that's like a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah.
You think NFL players who are going back and forth from camp to flag football, the
Yes.
first time somebody tries to tackle Justin or pull Justin Jefferson's flag, he's going to put his hand through their body and kill them because it'll be a 5'7" Korean. And they will kick him out of the game and it's not going to work.
Yeah, but you effing watch it.
I will watch it, but I'm
instantly,
telling
especially.
you, you're not going to be able to just be a guy who like, hey, next week I'll be down at camp.
Yeah, but how about Kyler? You go Kyler?
Of course,
I mean, there's
yeah.
there's a few that are just built.
There are
Turpin.
some, but it's not the guys
Yeah.
who think they're the guys. It ain't.
Tyreek.
It's probably not Justin
Deuce,
Jefferson.
probably Tyreek.
Deuce might be
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah. That's his true calling.
God, dude, how special or like Make-A-Wish kid will it feel? Because you only get one player per team. If hypothetically Deuce were still on the team and they're like, here you go, bud. Go win a championship.
Do you think, okay, if the Team USA would play the NFL All-Star team, fine. But do you really think there's any other nation in the world that can field their best flag football team that can compete with an NFL-based?
I'm not sure because the U.S. team doesn't always win. I've been watching a lot of it. And here's the problem. You know what other countries have? Little guys. Fucking lots of them. That's how they have soccer teams. You can find 5'8" fast Spaniards everywhere.
Yeah.
But here, We're bigger.
What if we get all
Anyways,
the
Jim
jockeys?
Irsay's dead.
The jockeys. Oh.
Jockey's not bad.
Jim Irsay's dead, huh?
Yeah, man.
I didn't know that. So we have to do a retrospective and read his tweets tomorrow?
Well, there's
Write
a lot
that
of
down.
really funny ones out there. And he owns the big book. So what to do with that?
Yeah.
I tried explaining that to somebody in AA once, and they were extremely confused. I was like, he's like owns a football team.
Anyway, Anthony Richardson, does he suck? He was a big fantasy sleeper last year in all the drafts I was in.
He's got a quarterback battle to win.
Who do they got?
Danny Dimes. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, Jesus. Mike Breen is 64.
Damn.
And overrated.
Oh.
Bang! Bang! It's a double bang!
He doesn't call it a double bang. Or does he?
Yes, he has been interviewed, and so occasionally you've pulled out the double bang. Well,
Yeah, you're right. He doesn't say that, but yeah, he's like, there's a criteria for the double bang that must be met. It's
Right.
very Nancy-an.
He's very... Yeah.
You're right, I'm out.
There was a double bang the night before our show at the Nelson. Somebody in the NBA had a double bang. So the whole drive there, I was just so excited for the first par I saw on that par 3 right in front of us to just give him the loudest double bang.
I never got the chance.
Right, because there were no players when we were on the air.
Apollo Anton Ono, 43.
Subway.
The one Olympics I went to in Utah, right? Yeah, Salt Lake. Drove all the way up there, had about $200 to my name, and I couldn't afford the ticket to see Apollo Anton Ono. It was just too much damn money.
Damn.
So we didn't go, had sushi, and then went and saw the bobsled the next day.
Okay.
$15.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Jose Mesa, 59. Has a Kemp spin.
Wasn't in the Olympics.
I don't know if it's your Kemp's, but he was
I know he beat up a
accused
woman.
of like
Joe Table.
some kind of rapish or sexual assault, something.
Rapish.
But he got out of it. I mean,
like just pitching out of a jam.
Yeah.
Little corners one out.
No, I didn't realize. Like I was reading about it this morning in his Wikipedia page, and I didn't realize he's enemies now with Omar Vizquel. It makes me really sad.
Damn, dude.
But he was.
This is like
Omar
when Mike and
Vizquel,
Grego
I
got
guess,
in a fight.
Yeah,
for me.
I guess in his book was bagging on him because he blew Game 7 against the Marlins.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Are you a Marlins fan?
No.
I do remember that though. That was
Tommy
my era.
John is 82. Invented surgery.
Injuries.
There was never surgery before
I
Tommy
might
John.
need it. Thoracic outlet is.
Yeah, after yesterday.
Julian Edelman is 39. Laurie Markkinen is 28.
Somehow never a Maverick.
I thought he would have been. And I thought he was older than 28. David Blatt, 66.
Wow, Dan. That was a
Did
time.
he get a ring?
No.
Well, I thought if you...
Oh, yeah. If you got
First half of
five,
the
you know what? He
team.
probably did.
Playoff share?
How is it possible that anyone thought that was a good idea? What if we were to get the strongest personality in the last 20 years in sports, who's the second greatest player of all time, and we hire a guy no one's ever heard of who coaches in Israel? He'll do fine.
Figure it
I'm
out.
sure LeBron will listen to him.
He was a big vibe guy. Had
Hey,
dinner
can we
with
make sure that he kind of looks like a character from Seinfeld?
Brooke Smith is 58. She was the girl in Silence of the Lambs that got kidnapped and thrown into the well.
All right.
She's also on Grey's Anatomy. Dustin Moskovitz is 41. He is the co-founder of Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Morrissey is 66.
Don't get it.
He is the guy from the Smiths who is still alive.
Davey.
Do not get it.
And our birthday of the day is for Jake. Graham Harrell is 40.
That's solid. I can't remember. Where is he right now, Blake?
Boy, he's really bounced around.
That's a future head coach.
No, it's not.
Oh.
Holy
Point, counterpoint. Born on this day, now dead.
Crazy.
Sir Arthur Conan Doyle created Sherlock Holmes. Harvey Milk. T. Boone Pickens. and Ted Kaczynski.
Damn.
You know, some of the ideas.
If you read the whole thing.
It's not, I'm not advocating violence, but there is like a point to be made about technology.
Dead on the Stay Still Dead, you got your Martha Washington, who would have a bowl loaded up for George. And Thurl Ravenscroft died on this day in 2005. He was the voice of Tony the Tiger and the singer of the original song of The Grinch. He was the Grinch voice as well in the original cartoon.
Wait, is the Grinch? No, I was gonna say, is the Grinch Disney owned? It must not be.
Is it Dr. Seuss?
Because it's Dr. Seuss, right?
Nobody knows.
That was today in history.
Closing remarks brought to us today by Fairlease. We bookend the show with Fairlease. Opened us up. Fairlease.org will close us down as well.
Summer. Don't go spend your weekend at a dealership.
Yeah, go to fairlease.org. And we say hello to the great Tom Vendries, the third time we've ever been to his awesome estate. Tom has a wonderful story himself. Just back in the, I don't know, when we first met, I remember you just talking about that maybe you saw some of yourself in us or something. Like you knew when you broke off from the oppressive thumb of the man, and it sucked and it was tough, and your crappy little apartment you lived in and all this, and you end up here with this
made good
acreage, and you're living the life that you want to live, that you have just built around you, and it's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah. I think I get questions sometimes about why I listen so much. My wife's not a big listener, but she likes you guys a lot. And I think it's because what you've done when you walked away from a comfortable situation, you took the risk. And I grew up with a radio under my pillow. I just always loved talk radio. And of course I love sports. So you guys kind of check all the boxes. And I've really enjoyed watching you guys do something very, very difficult and extremely successful. And I said the first time that you came out here that this was absolutely going to work. And I don't think any one of you realize how far you're going to go with this, because this thing is cooking. So congratulations to you guys. And I appreciate Mike coming out.
Hell yeah.
You signed up for the premium package
true.
today.
It's true.
Well, it's good to hear you say that, and good for them. But from my experience, betting on yourself, just don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't you do it.
Let me ask an economic question.
It wasn't going great the other way.
Because you are a guy we will bounce some economic questions off of, and we appreciate the advice you've thrown our way over the years. But in light of some new things, you talk about the THC bill and all this. I don't know a lot about stuff. So when somebody has us out for a sit-in, or we have someone in for a sit-in, whatever, and is that like giving your favorite show a tip? Like, you know what? I just give you guys a tip.
Is this tax related?
You were saying if indeed you were to be taxed on certain.
I love this version of Dan.
It's
related.
I mean, this is not This is not a regular thing. It's just an extra. It's just a hey.
It's some overtime.
I'm going to throw you a little.
We were all going to come out here anyway.
Right. But
so
for the appreciation.
Yeah. As a thank you.
It's like where you're headed here.
Who knows?
Brainstorming.
Just
food
for
humorous, a comedic mode.
But I was reading something that indicated, hey, this no tax on tips. It's really good for businesses. It's really not something that's really it has the vision of it's just supporting the lowest of the low workers. But actually, it's way better for their bosses because of now they can continue to pay them those lowest of the low wages. But anyway, that's something I was just reading. But I don't know things, Tom. You know that.
Well, you know a lot.
Nothing better than a Tom email. Get you feeling right.
So
Good times.
You're coming out again, you mean? To tell you to come out, or just
that, like, hey, here's what I think about your business.
Okay.
You should do this.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
like,
throw him
fuck
some.
yeah.
Hey, we're doing this, this, and this, and
give you my email address.
Yeah,
and all the help we can get.
Yeah, your business Wednesdays idea, when you first said, Wednesdays is gonna be Business Wednesday, I was like, I had to think about that for a while. I look back at that now, and it's perfect. I don't see any unforced errors, which is very unusual in a startup, and it really is. I don't think you guys realize the degree of difficulty of what you've done here, and it's just I can't.
I know
say
it
enough.
seems so easy.
No,
It's been like nothing.
And the last about a week ago, you were talking about how you were procrastinating, right? And understand that that's very normal in the situation you're in. That means that you're kind of in that marathon, and you're running that marathon, and you get to whatever mile it is when people kind of break down. That just means you're just a little tired. You got to take a break. Sometimes you got to just shut it down, turn the phone off, and kind of regenerate, recoup.
Work for me.
That's what that's a sign of. Seriously,
Yeah.
I know I run into it too. Simple tasks suddenly is like, oh.
But honestly, that's what this whole like intentionality thing. If there's something that I know I need to do and I'm not doing it, I immediately start writing out why. So I'm like, all right, well, I clearly I must just think this is not a good idea, or I must just have no confidence in doing this. So I just.
Do you ever start writing it out and not give up though?
Correct. That
Okay.
usually happens.
Okay.
But you can just think out why am I putting this off? There's a reason.
Interesting.
Gotta be intentional.
Sometimes it's just fatigue.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
You ever ride one of those emus? What are they here for?
The emus?
Yeah.
I thought it was an ostrich.
Jennifer wanted to hatch them. She went to a ranch, bought 3 eggs, put them in an incubator for X number of days.
She's like Khaleesi.
And she hatched them, and then they're out there. And
Was this you at all, or is this all kind of like wife-driven? Just the whole. I mean, you got chickens and.
I just trying to enjoy as much as I can for as long as I can, and I never really thought about it. We were living up in Plano, and we had about an acre up in Plano, which is a little unusual. But Jennifer is more of a country girl, and I was not, but I dove right in, and we got a couple of horses, some pigs, some chickens, and a lizard and a tortoise. 10 acres.
You're a lizard guy.
Yeah, we got a
I
lizard.
saw the lizard.
We got a
Yeah.
lizard.
You have a sword?
No, that doesn't. There are some stipulations. Like
Okay.
if you have a bunch of other animals, you're just an animals person, which is not the same as a reptile person.
Yeah.
Very different.
No, the snakes, absolutely. I pulled a couple of snakes out of the barn last week. They go after the eggs, and Jennifer's not a fan of the snake. But
When you say pulled them out, you didn't behead them. You actually
no.
let
I always
them live?
I always put them down into the creek or get them away from the barn. But I know they'll come back. But they also do a good job of rat control, mouse control, whatever is in there.
Ah.
So yeah, I can't kill them. I feel bad about it.
I heard, or at least is this a wives' tale, that if you sprinkle like sulfur or something around your property, they won't. Is that true?
Yes, it's
okay.
It's supposed
because we
to
get
be
a lot of
true.
snakes too, because live near the
Yeah.
lake.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
We've never had any. We've only had one poisonous snake on the property, a copperhead down by the creek. But other than that, they're just rat snakes. But they're about 5 feet, 6 feet long, so they're big. But
You said 10 acres we got?
yes.
Okay. Big enough for the surviving the game hypothetical. I was kind of hoping Clayton would be out here today.
Is that where
Yeah.
we hunt the most dangerous?
Yeah. We give him a heads, send him out there during the break, and then right in the show ends.
We send Clayton out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's got a bad back.
Okay, yeah.
Start with an easy one, a confidence booster.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this feels like OTAs.
I got a couple of gifts for you. If
Well,
we have
now
time.
this is why we're here.
All right.
Oh.
Well, hang on.
Mike's
one
like,
second.
okay.
I'll take Jake's bottle.
Last time I gave out a lot of alcohol, but turned out not to be the best idea.
Hey, listen,
right?
everybody was doing their best.
But
we wouldn't be here. We
I
didn't get to that.
I did get one bottle here for Mike.
Oh.
I wanted Mike to.
So
I was going to give you this one, but I didn't want to give away.
All right, so that's an 18.
Shut up!
Oh, he's.
Are you
is this
serious?
Jerry? Is
Dude,
this
some
Jerry?
Johnny Walker
That's
Blue.
for you. And I listened to
Are you
Wow.
joking?
That's top-notch stuff,
Damn,
isn't it?
dude.
Wow.
I don't know if you remember this, but it was probably 8-9 years ago. You were doing a show on a Saturday, and you were talking about being in a parking lot and having the push carts, and it was raining. And you said you always felt guilty by leaving the carts out in the lot.
Yeah.
And you felt like, always got to put it away. And I've always had a similar thought like that.
Okay,
So
good.
I said, I like this guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, I wanted you to have
we are a
that and
team.
enjoy that.
I want
Put
to
the
make
card
one note. Tom said, "Hey, like as a what does Sirois want to drink? Like, we know Sirois loves Tito's. We all love Tito's. Of
course.
It's like, what? And so I asked Cash. And he said,
I also.
Oh, really?
real quick, he said, well, we got a show that night, so I don't know. Like I hope this is a gift." And I was like, "Yeah, I think
But
it's a
it'd be
gift."
rude
And
not
he's like,
to-
"Okay, then Scotch." But
It'd be rude not to sample the gift right now.
I just want you to know that they're at least managing this.
It's the sealed box, like taped on the side. Why is there so much tape on there?
That's awesome.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
I care about, and if there's like an old lady pushing a cart, I'll help her too.
Just go to the next.
If there's some kids, I just like to help. Animals as well, not snakes. I don't know.
Blake, I got a couple of dozen eggs in there for you.
Yes,
'cause,
thank you.
I know that you're
Yeah.
a big egg guy. And also, I got your book I bought for each of you. It's called Losing the Signal. And it's the great story of the BlackBerry and what happened with the BlackBerry as it met the iPhone.
Cool.
And I see a lot of parallels between what's going on with you all and your former employer. Oh, there's a BlackBerry right there. And I think you'll find some parallels. You'll find it interesting. And so I want you to each take
Hell
a look.
yeah.
That is right up my alley.
That's
Yeah,
fascinating.
you're gonna like this.
The diffusion of information.
I was on Team Black Bear, by the way.
Well,
Like if you have a phone without a raised keyboard, yes, it will not survive. This is ridiculous. And I held out on that iPhone for quite some time. Now it's my best friend.
I think what he's telling you is you can be just like Steve Jobs.
I can be.
Yeah.
No, but I don't see what's the future ever. I always side.
I don't know.
Well, I guess
Now,
hopefully. Yeah.
I was just gonna go with dead from ignorance.
The last thing I really want to say is that normally, when I like having you guys come out and I enjoy it. I enjoy the show. And sometimes I'm in the gym back there working out and I got it going and I'm feeling good. And then I remember Luke is gone. And it takes me off. It really bothers me. And then when I'm having a bad day, it makes it worse. So I don't see an end in this. And they're not going to chant Fire Luca because people who really care aren't going to be there next year. And I just can't imagine Mark Cuban going into the Shark Tank to pitch his deal to a group and say, look, I started this business. Business is awesome, but I do everything. I got to do marketing. It's too much. All I want to do is just run the operation, just the actual basketball operation. So I'm going to sell the team. And I could see Mark there saying to that person, okay, so that's part of the contract then, right? No, Mark would say, you're an idiot. How are you going to sell the team, but you're not going to have a contract that you're going to continue to run the basketball? And then you're going to go out and you're going to tell everybody, this is what I'm going to do. So I blame him. I blame Nico. I mean, whatever. The new ownership, absolutely blame them. And good riddance. I used to go. Anything, I would say they destroyed a franchise, and it really sucks.
I heard you talking about this a little bit before the show. Like, I feel exactly what you were saying.
Yeah.
Like, even if Nico gets fired, I don't feel like I can go run back. I guess call me in a couple years, but They still have those same owners. They ruined this team.
They did.
They ruined my love for the team.
I didn't grow up here. The first game I ever went to was in 2023 against San Antonio when Kerr went off in the fourth quarter, and the electricity in the building. It was like Dirk and Nash was still there. It was unbelievable. And ever since then, I was way into it.
2003.
The whole thing.
2003.
Yeah, 2003.
Yeah.
And so you ride all that with Dirk and everything that went on.
You can't do the loyalty on the statue and all that and then do this. You can't.
No, it's over. So, anyway.
Dirk is kind of my gauge. Well, I just want to see how this all comes out with him, which is tough. Because
right now he doesn't seem like he's on board with the Mavs.
And I don't think you'll ever know how truly on board he isn't, because he isn't that type of guy.
He's not wired.
And so I feel like we're going to all be like, well, we'll support it if Dirk does, but Dirk's only doing it because he feels like he has to. Now we're all. I'm with Tom.
I'm with Tom.
Go Stars.
Well, thanks, Tom.
Thank you,
dude. Thank you very much. That's
Adios, mofo.
We gotta go before this becomes a zoo.
Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe and type for my name if you want to watch more of my videos.
You see me in a bear to fight, pour honey on yourself. You see me in a bear to fight, pour honey on yourself. You see me in a bear to fight, pour honey on yourself. Honey on yourself. Honey on yourself. You see me in a bear to fight, pour honey on yourself. You see me in a bear to fight, pour honey on yourself. You see me in a bear to fight, pour honey on yourself. Honey on yourself. Honey on yourself. You see me in a bear to fight, pour honey on yourself. You see me in a bear to fight, pour honey on yourself. You see me in a bear to fight, pour honey on yourself. Honey on yourself. Honey on yourself. You see me in a bear to fight, pour honey on yourself. You see me in a bear to fight, pour honey on yourself. You see me in a bear to fight, pour honey on yourself. Honey on yourself. Honey on yourself. You see me in a bear to fight, pour honey on yourself. You see me in a bear to fight, pour honey on yourself. You see me in a bear to fight, pour honey on